Go ahead. Make my day.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Here's Johnny.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Sparta!
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
You talking to me?
I see dead.
Houston, we have a problem.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken not stirred.
Why so serious?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Dinner and a Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 62 of Dinner and a Podcast, the show where three best friends get together, share a meal and a conversation, discussing all things pop culture, movies, TV, and comics. Make sure to check out our Facebook page by searching Dinner and a Podcast, our website, dinnerandapodcast.weebly.com. There you can find comic reviews, full comic synopses, dinner and a movie reviews, and Just a Bit Outside, which is our sports section. Check out our Check out our Twitter and our Instagram handle, which is at Dinner Podcast. Want to give shout outs to the Geeks Talk Back, the More Gooder Than Podcast, the Blue Shirt Talk Podcast, Not For Nothing Radio, Gooners in the USA, Via VHS, all the podcasts in the Nerd Podcast Mafia, especially Not Another Nerdy Podcast, and some news that you guys didn't hear about because you guys aren't on Twitter. Aussie and the Palm left the Mafia.
Really?
Yeah.
They could do that?
They said they gave a big FU, said no one likes to promote anybody, and they left.
Okay.
And that was it. We're still friends with them, though, because they promote the shit out of us.
Yeah, they're great guys.
We love them. So, want to give a big shout out to Aussie and the Palm as well.
But that how do they know that?
How do who know that?
How do they know no one promotes each other? Because they listen to the other podcasts?
I think they attempted to. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. I have no idea. But all I know is that they left. But we're still friends with them.
That's fine.
Also want to say hi to our friends over at A Day's Work. Love their little pizza comic. They're really good guys. Did you see all his Funko videos that he posted? Great Funko videos. You think I'm a Funko freak? That dude loves Funkos.
You guys should join forces.
He puts me to shame, dude. He puts me to shame. Because he was doing some type of like Funko show. And I was like, hey man, I like Funkos too. And he's like, yeah, I like rare ones. You just have like normal ones. I'm like, oh, okay. No worries. That's
look
all
at
right.
my stand. It's so elaborate.
Yeah, look, it's cardboard covered in comic books with glue stick.
Speaking of stands, Mike over here is catching up to you.
With what? Oh, with the pops.
Oh, yeah.
With his workspace.
That's my mailbox at work. Or my cubby hole at work. And because I don't want anyone to leave me anything in there, I've just slowly been filling it with toys.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, Steve.
You like cookies, Joe?
I love cookies.
You know, I love cookies, too. And I have a whole tray of rainbow cookies at my house. You might have had some, actually.
I did.
Mike, you had some
You
of those.
still have those?
Dude, there were 10 pounds of rainbow cookies.
You should have brought some.
We ate everything
Yeah,
that came back to my house.
Oh, my God. These rainbow cookies were from my friend, our friend, the podcast friend, Marie DeZio.
The best.
The best. She makes all types of cakes, cookies, cupcakes, cake pops, pull-apart cakes. You name it, she bakes it. And you can find her at DeZio Bakes on Instagram. That's DIZEO BAKES. And if you want to make an order through Marie, you can go to DeZioBakes@gmail.com or email her through there.
Those chocolate peanut butter cookies
They
she
were
made.
good.
Oh my God, were those good.
Yeah, they were really good.
Those were... I must have had a dozen and a half of those that night. Like, they were so crazy
That's
good.
18, Joe. Joe's trying to figure that out.
Yeah, they were really... I love those. Those were crazy
they were really good. I have at least 6 rainbow... Every time I open the refrigerator door, they're right there on the top shelf, and I just take one out.
Cookie.
Cookie, exactly. Exactly.
But speaking of cookies from Marie,
Yeah.
she's hooking us up with some Girl Scout cookies.
She's not hooking us up. We have to buy them.
Oh, I'll buy Girl Scout cookies. That's fine.
I told her, I was like, can I just give you the money and, like... I don't want the cookies. I don't like Girl Scout
We'll
cookies.
give you the money. You buy Girl Scout cookies, then make us cookies.
Right.
Mine were free.
No, they weren't. They can't. That doesn't happen like that. They have to pay the Girl Scout organization.
But I asked her if she wanted my money because I wanted another box. And she said, no, your money's no good here.
Really? She's just giving away boxes
What'd
for
you
free?
get?
I got Thin Mints and Tagalong.
Well, you ordered Thin Mints.
What?
You ordered Thin Mints through
Right,
her.
but
she's going to collect the money eventually.
I asked
she didn't.
her-
Did she? Is there a Thin Mint exchange happening?
Well,
Yes, I said, here's money.
You
and
could not pay her, but we all know how that ends when it comes to Marie.
If I'm not around, you know who's murdered me.
Yeah, we do.
Just John Wick me.
I would. I thought. Oh, I want tag-alongs, and I will gladly.
Because you're not
pay
on
for them.
Instagram.
Yeah, you're not on the gram.
No, I'm on it. I just don't check it.
Yeah.
So what do you want, Mike?
Tag-alongs, and I will gladly pay for them.
How many boxes you want?
Just one.
One box of tag alongs to Mike Guida. I don't want anything, but I will give you however much it costs for a box of.
Oh no! Wait,
cookies.
what is my wife like? What's the
Samoans?
Those are the coconut ones.
Yeah.
No, what? I'll ask her. I will get more.
Thin mints.
My girls aren't doing Girl Scouts this year.
Why not?
They're doing the brigade.
What?
The brigade.
What brigade?
The knockoff of the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts.
No.
Remember Sebastian did with the berets and
It's the
bandanas.
The French version. All they teach you how to do is wave a white flag and throw a rifle. No.
what's this? It's a weapon to fight with. Garbage. Oh. En français.
Oh, they're such cowards.
No. My girls. I didn't feel like they did a lot of like scouting things.
Just girling? Just did a lot of girling?
No, it was like they'd make posters
Yeah.
and like write poems and stories and like.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that stuff's all fine, but like, I thought she would do more like, I don't know, basket weaving.
Right.
Or I said to the mom in charge, I'm like, are they ever going to go camping? She's like, I don't really like to camp. I'm like, we love to camp. I'm like, let's just organize a trip. I'm like, and I will. All the moms can go, and I will just set it up.
Right.
And then I'll go on a campsite by myself.
Was there an eagle?
Sleep in a hammock.
Is there like an equivalent to an Eagle Scout for Girl Scouts? That's it. I know that's a big I don't know
I
for
have
Mike.
no idea. I assume so.
Because like,
what's a female version of an eagle?
A feagle? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But an Eagle Scout's usually the head of the troop, right?
No, this was like a mom who was a scout, Girl Scout when she was a young lady.
Okay.
And like they did plenty of stuff. And my kids' school is easy to get to, but like my daughters were impressed, and they're like, I thought we were gonna do more like fishing and how to make a fire.
I think you just had a bad leader. I think that's
No, she's a great lady.
No, I'm sure she's nice.
They went to the police.
Like I coached baseball, but I didn't practice enough. I'm not a good coach.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they went to where the police keep their horses.
They're called stables.
Yeah, whatever, the main stable, like the horses for the riot.
Yeah,
police.
yeah.
And like, because her husband was a cop, and they spent the whole day there, and they loved it. But that doesn't seem scouty to me.
Yeah.
It seems like a school trip.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they weren't pushed to do it. So I have basically, I'm cut off from Girl Scout cookies. So now I need a Marie DeZio hookup.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you $12, whatever the box costs, and then you can give me rainbow cookies, Marie. Sound good?
Lemon drops.
Or
Those
pinolis.
freaking
You make
lemon
pinoli
drops.
cookies,
Oh,
Marie?
yeah.
Those lemon drops.
Oh, and she's
crazy.
got a new challenge.
What's her new challenge?
Batman cake.
Joe challenged her. Batman cake.
Oh, like with fondant and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it was pretty cool. What?
Speaking of Batman, do you remember how middle of last year you and I spoke about a Batman board game that was being made?
Yes, the Kickstarter.
February.
Did you?
I found out today.
Did you get it?
Oh, it's not out yet.
Okay.
I'm absolutely going to kickstart
Okay.
it. All the monies.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
What's
the bells and whistles.
What's the premise of it? Is it a card game or a
no,
roll the dice kind of game?
No. So it's like what they call a dungeon crawl. So someone will be Batman, probably Robin, and I don't know, someone else in the Bat
Batgirl?
family.
Probably Batgirl. She's
So if you
popular.
play 4 people, someone else will be all the villains.
Oh, cool.
And you'll like work your way through a board that looks like a cityscape or whatever.
Nice.
And the 3 heroes will work against someone controlling
Oh, that's
all
cool.
the villains. It's all little models.
Cool.
You gonna paint yours?
Hell yes, I am. I can't wait. It'll take a year to come out. Like once they kickstart.
Yeah.
You get those tiny little paints
Yeah.
from the hobby shop. Remember those?
Yep.
I had them. I used to play model war games when I was a kid.
Me and my brother Mike used to put together model airplanes all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Top Gun and Iron Eagle.
Who was
So
it?
all I did was get like the F-14 Tomcat and the Blue Angels Hornet, whatever, F-16 Hornet.
So I saw a T-shirt for you today that made me think of you immediately. It's my new favorite Facebook group is America as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just a guy posts like all this ridiculously patriotic American stuff.
Yeah.
And he has a shirt up there now, and it's a MiG and an F-16, and one's on upside down on the other, and it says diplomatic relations.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, Steve would love that. And it's written in like the Top Gun font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get one of those cheesy Top Gun hats. That's like netting in the back, like a trucker style hat.
oh, yeah.
It just says Top Gun on the front.
And an aviator's sunglasses.
I have aviator sunglasses. That's a given. But I need to get a bomber jacket too. Just wear it.
You never had a bomber jacket?
I had one when I was a little
I
kid.
had one when I was a little kid, yeah.
All right, so today's show, we're going to discuss, there's a space movie out the space drama, space opera, whatever
See
you
how
call
this
it.
is gonna go.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But before that, got any news, Joe?
You know it.
That was an interesting segue.
Yes. All right. You know it's gonna be my new tagline.
You know it. All right.
So speaking of Marie, she
own that
posted
shit.
a video on her Facebook page, and I think it's something we should go do. It's a beer tap ATM. So there's a bar in Brooklyn that has a wall of beer taps.
Yeah.
You give your card to the bartender, and you get like a Dave and Buster's kind of card.
All right.
And you can go and drink up to 24 different beers from this wall of
Like, how much do they give you?
beers. Whatever money you put on the card is how much you get to use to
Oh,
pay.
so like the volume that
Like
you
a-
dispense comes off your card.
Like
You
a
can-
gas station.
Right, so you can go from like 1 ounce of beer to 12 ounce of beer.
Yeah,
And you can get up to 24 different beers. I think half of them were from New York City.
How many bottles of orange juice would he have to bring with him? For him to be able to drink that with us.
Well, no, they got the
So embarrassing.
they got the little spritzer. It's a bar.
For those of you who don't know, I like to put orange juice in my Blue Moons. Not just an orange. I like to actually put a splash of OJ.
I think it's actually the
Into my
other way.
balloons.
I think it's orange juice with a splash of beer
Yes.
That is false. I put the entire bottle of beer into
into
my...
an entire gallon of orange juice.
No, into my...
He shakes it up.
I have a big frosty mug, a big Devil's Frosty mug. The entire bottle of beer fits into the frosty mug with like a little tiny little space at the top, and I just give it a little splash of OJ.
You know what there's no room for in that mug? Manhood. None of that left.
What are those margaritas that they make where they take the little beer and they stick it in the...
Yeah, Corona Rita. That's Steve.
They're called Rickies.
That's what he
That's
does
my
with his
version of
beer.
a Ricky.
Anyway,
I would love to do that. That'd be fun.
it's called Randolph Beer, and it's in Brooklyn.
Do you find that when you try a lot of beers new, you like them?
No.
No.
No,
But that's
me
a great
neither.
idea. You can go and have a little sip and like, I like this.
Because what I have found at this point in my life, I kind of like the beers I like.
Right.
And I know the style and type of beer I like, and I'll have all that style and type. But
Speaking of beers I like, Sam Adams Crisp just came out because it's the holiday season.
yeah.
I love that beer so
Dude,
much.
you like Sam Adams.
It's my
though.
favorite.
Is that the one you brought to my house?
No, that's Winter Lager.
That was
I
good
like
too.
that one, but Crisp only comes out after the holidays.
Yeah, because that used to be. Sam Adams is always changing up its
Yep.
seasonals, but they're so popular this season. They always run out before the season ends.
Yep.
So they've had to come up with all these intermediate
oh,
ones.
man.
And the Crisp is new. I had that. At the
Winter
restaurant.
Lager and Crisp, and I'm set till summer.
We should. Have you been to a Yard House?
Yeah.
The Yard House have like 300 beers on
Yeah.
tap. Yeah, those are great because you can pick a type of beer.
Yes.
Like I like IPAs, or I like Hefeweizens, and they'll give you 6.
But sometimes that's hit or miss too.
Well, they're like 6 little ones, though, right?
6 like a flight
Yeah, yeah,
of this,
Right.
and then you can like, oh, I like that one. I'll have.
You know what I find? I find that my beers, as they get warmer, I don't like them. Like
Yeah,
they're-
well, warm orange juice is gross.
No, when they're seriously though, when they're like ice cold, like there's one made by Spaten that I don't put orange juice in. It's
That
called
one gets grapefruit juice.
it's called Optimator. It's a dark beer. It's very sweet when it's cold, but as it gets warm, it gets like bitter.
Most beers do though.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of beer. I stick to my sangria.
See, I don't like bitter beer,
Me, yeah.
so that's why like the big trend is IPAs.
I hate
and they're
IPAs.
super bitter, and that's just never been my thing.
a show that you liked back in our cartoon episode is coming back.
Which one?
Animaniacs.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep.
Steven,
never
I think
a fan.
Spielberg's involved in it. Yeah.
Spielberg's, I guess, production company, Amblin,
Okay.
and Warner Brothers are bringing the show back onto Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember which one. And it's going to come out for 2 seasons, and it's going to come out in 2020.
I was never into Animaniacs, so I'm not that excited.
On Hulu.
It's Hulu.
Or Cody. It comes out on Cody.
You
too.
know what? Sprint is who I have my cell phone with.
Yeah.
They now give you Hulu.
Oh, how do you like that?
So I just called them and they're like, oh, it's new customers. And I'm like, cool. Verizon's giving Netflix. They're like, no, sir, we'll give it to you.
Right. That's
And
what I
then
thought.
my home phone is Verizon. They're giving Netflix. So I called Verizon and they're like, yeah, we'll cover it. To stay with Verizon.
Just for a year?
Yeah.
That's
so I have
awesome.
Netflix and Hulu now, both being paid for by my phone companies.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. It's cool.
That is the new thing, though. Like, my father was at his house, and he was scrolling through the channels on Fios.
Right.
And one of the channels now says Netflix.
Really?
And he's like, ooh, there's a Netflix channel. I'm like, don't
No,
click it.
it's coming to Fios. You're going to be able to watch it right on your
Yeah,
cable box.
I was like, but don't click it.
Yeah.
They're going to ask you to subscribe, because you're going to have to subscribe to
Yeah.
the channel on
Yeah, but
on cable.
they just said I could link my account.
Right,
And
yeah.
they would cover the bill.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be on your Fios bill. Or,
That's interesting.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Plus, I would prefer to be able to watch it just in my cable rather than like
have to switch inputs. Yeah. Wait for it to load. Yeah. Or even on the smart TV. You know, even on the smart TV.
My living room TV's not a smart TV.
Gotcha.
I got to buy a new one.
Yeah. Mine's on the Fire Stick.
Yeah, that's what I have it on. I have it on the Fire Stick.
Did you know if you just hit the home button on the Fire Stick, it automatically...
Yeah.
My TV automatically switches it.
So does mine.
But
I can never... The Amazon remote is so tiny.
It is tiny.
So I had actually have to download it on my phone.
Oh, nice.
Because I can never find the remote.
Well, I need to do that for Apple TV because the battery died. And I haven't used it in 3 months because I haven't gone out to get a watch battery.
Oh, it
takes a watch battery.
Those round watch batteries, if you put one of those things in, you're basically telling me you have to buy this again when the battery runs out. Because I don't even know where to go. Like,
I'm sure you can get one at a pharmacy.
So am I. My kids had a toy that came with one. They're like, Dad, we need one of these round batteries. I'm like, throw that away.
The toy's no good anymore.
When the battery runs out, it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Those little stupid batteries. It took 3 of them.
Yeah.
The little disc batteries.
What about all your Hallmark ornaments? They all take those little batteries.
I don't have any Hallmark ornaments.
Really? Oh,
all mine are Disney ornaments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicole, remember at the holiday party I showed you a bag of ornaments that I bought?
Yeah.
From Hallmark. I bought 10
You stole my
ornaments.
Batman one.
Yeah, sure did.
He did. I saw him.
I got 10 ornaments for like $55. Nicole went to the mall today. 75% off all Hallmark ornaments today. She came home with another 10 for like $20. All Disney. Nemo, Frozen, Miles of Tomorrowland, all Disney ones.
She's got the 2017 Hallmark collection.
Line up the whole thing.
But what do you, like, you already said your tree's too full.
I don't think it's too full. Nicole does. Like, there's plenty of room in the back.
There's plenty of room on your tree. Like,
yeah, there's plenty of room in the front,
You can
too.
still see green on your tree?
Yeah, right.
Mine is no more green.
No,
it's
there's
just
plenty of
gold
room.
strings.
That's funny.
So a couple episodes ago, I was talking about sex robots.
How can we forget?
Yes.
I've been Googling it ever since, Joe.
Well, you don't want to get one.
Oh.
Because...
Have to return it?
No. Elon Musk has come out...
He's such a worrywart.
Yeah,
He has a solar-powered one coming out?
That,
You gotta leave it out in the sun to warm it up.
You don't want to get frostbite. He's worried about the AIs taking over.
Uh-huh.
And
rightfully so. Have you seen a movie?
They're saying that these robots are as easy to hack as a laptop or a phone.
Is that what they call hack? They call it hacking them?
Yeah. So while you're getting hacked...
Yeah.
Wait, what? He's afraid of someone remotely taking control of your sex bot.
Yes.
And doing
making
what with
it do what?
Like make it a Terminator?
Murder you.
Oh,
Yeah, but they
okay.
don't-
What?
What? They could, I guess.
I don't think it has that. Like, I think there are 2 parts of a sex robot that have mechanisms. The rest is kind of
Oh,
just.
probably the whole thing's going to be mechanized.
No, I'll share the link on the page. They had the guy who created the robot.
That, like, it walks around and talks to you?
Yes, talking to him.
Ex Machina, bro.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I did.
It's good.
The movie's good, yeah.
The movie's really good.
I haven't.
Poe Dameron's in it.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want is...
The best thing Poe Dameron has ever done, that movie.
You get a happy ending, then boom goes the dynamite, you know?
You don't want that to happen.
No.
Murdered by a sex robot?
It's better than Murdered by Marie.
Yeah, but... I don't know about that.
Yeah, it is.
She'd smell like cookies. What is that, cookies? Oh, no.
That doesn't smell.
You're never going to be able to walk into a bakery again.
I can't
like
wait.
sweating.
I can't wait for the text message I'm going to get Monday afternoon from Marie. She always texts me. She's like, really, Steve? Columbus Day cookies? Really? Like, yeah. I was like, Italian flags, Marie.
But, like...
Christopher Columbus's face.
Yeah.
If Skynet... if Skynet takes over your sex robot, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't take over, like... I don't know, your pasta maker or your...
Start small.
Yeah, I think that'd be way scarier to be chased around in the kitchen by my blender.
My pasta maker's not, like, doesn't...
It's not going to get up and walk over to you.
I doubt I could beat up the sex robot. I would think it was just getting freaky. I'd just let it happen.
Well, I'm into this. He starts screaming out his safe word, pumpernickel, or something ridiculous.
In other news,
Yeah.
Jodie Foster's come out against superhero movies. Have you heard this latest?
What's her problem?
That people are making garbage to pan to the masses.
Yes. Okay.
With this this trend, and she says that she wouldn't make a $200 million movie.
All right. No one wants to see you in it anyway, Jodie.
Yeah, but she's done big movies.
Yeah, but not to just pan
Yes,
to
Like
the
Silence of the
audience.
Lamb was a big
Right, but
blockbuster. How much did Contact cost?
I don't think that's what she means. Like, like as far as the money goes for the movie. I think it's just
Because they're kind of light and fluffy.
I think that
There's no substance to it. There's no like overarching morale to the movie or
yeah, it's not smart. Some of them could be smart.
creativity.
I don't know.
She says it's ruining the movie.
I don't think that's
No, it's
true
not.
because I saw Dunkirk this year.
Yeah.
Thought it was great.
Right.
I saw Baby Driver this year. Thought that was really good. You guys loved Atomic Blonde. Like
Yeah.
those are not.
No, superhero movies.
Yeah.
These movies aren't winning any awards. It's not like they're taking all.
Yeah, it's
like
not
the-
taking. It's
No,
not taking
and
away
it's-
from anything.
If people wanted to watch something, they'd make it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. This is what people want to watch.
Yeah.
They're not shoving these down their throat. People can't wait for these to come out.
Right.
If it was like, oh, it's a historical drama about the Queen of England, we're clamoring for it. Like that doesn't happen.
They made that. I think.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like
There's
that
like
just
4
seems
of them
like
on
sour
Netflix.
grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just upset she's not popular anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt stinks.
It's Jodie Foster. Still hashtag Helen Hunt stinks.
Hashtag Jodie stinks.
We don't. Helen, you're not so great either.
Where'd that come from?
I when you said it, I just saw Helen Hunt's face with Paul Reiser.
So you'll be happy to hear this next bit of news.
Speaking of Helen Hunt,
no, I
if
can't.
you do
Just so
that
you know, Contact cost $90 million to make.
So what is she complaining
back
about?
when,
In 1997.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
a $200 million movie now.
yeah,
Come on.
that's Geostorm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go kick rocks, Helen Hunt.
So
Go
the
kick Helen Hunt. Oh, I did it too.
Jodie Foster. All right, what else?
Green Arrow comic book
Yeah,
is cutting ties with the TV series.
I didn't know it went along with it.
Apparently, they added like not Merlin's son. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
Diggle,
Oh,
Thea, and all these other like characters into
Yeah.
the mix. Shadow from the island.
okay.
Okay.
And they're trying to like retcon the comic now to fix all these add-ons.
All right.
It's like it's not working. Like
Yeah.
the TV show is going in one direction, the comic's going in another. The Rebirth is starting to go back to the old form.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that happened in 52, they're trying to fix now. So they're cutting ties with the
I know-
CW show.
I know that people had a huge problem in 52 where Oliver and Black Canary didn't know each other or
Right,
go out
right.
or weren't married or whatever. And
Right.
that was a big issue for everybody. Not issue as in as a book, issue as in a problem. But then when they did the Rebirth, they fixed that
Yeah.
and brought Black Canary back and everyone loved it. After about 5 issues, I kind of cut ties with it because it was just so like social justice warrior in your face. And I was just like, it's a little too preachy for me. The artwork was good though, but that was one that I kind of stopped.
Yeah. A couple sequels coming down the pike. Bright is getting a sequel.
I heard that already, yeah.
I guess it must have did pretty good at
What did I get? 9
Netflix?
million downloads the first day.
I heard it got mixed reviews.
Yeah, but all they care about is downloads. I think
Right.
the first day they said they got 9 million, and that's just what. Who puts the boxes? Nielsen box on your television?
Yeah.
Right.
That's only what they say
Wow.
it got.
But like, if you get 9 million downloads or whatever
Yeah.
it is, right? And then it doesn't get good reviews. Don't you think the downloads for the next movie will be less?
So what they said they're going to do is they're bringing back the same stars and director, but a different writer. That was written by Max Landis.
Yeah, that was a Max Landis movie.
And they paid him, I guess, $3 or $4 million for that script.
Yeah. He didn't direct it or anything like that?
No. What's his name directed it? David Ayer from Justice League.
Do you want to talk about that movie now?
Yeah, sure.
Since we're there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
everyone
liked
saw
it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
liked
it.
it.
I enjoyed it too.
I watched it 2 nights ago. I liked it.
It was very different.
Yeah.
And I watched with my wife, and she liked it. She had some. We both had some criticisms of it.
Yeah. Like,
I don't like to be hit over the head with messages,
yeah.
and it's not subtle in that.
Like minorities.
Yeah.
Like the orcs are obviously the minority.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The
And
elves are
the
obviously
1%.
Yeah, the 1%.
Yeah, like I just don't need to be hit over the head with that message.
Right.
And I don't think they did enough to tie in how, like, there was one scene where they showed a dragon,
Yeah.
like flying in the background
Yes,
above the city.
yes.
Like, there wasn't enough fantastical elements. Like, there was a centaur policeman at one
Yes.
point. Like, it was only there for a second.
I loved the fact that they didn't explain that.
Yeah, which is I don't need that.
Yeah,
like everyone knows
right.
fantasy stuff.
I love the fact that it was just like, yeah, like a million years after Lord of the Rings, this is Earth
Yes.
now. That's kind of
Exactly.
that's kind of how I looked at it.
Yes. Oh, okay.
You know,
You're 100% correct.
I
Yeah.
would like to have seen more
Right.
fantasy stuff. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like more tie-ins of that.
Sure.
Like they mentioned dwarfs, I think, at one point.
Okay.
Like, wouldn't it have been cool to see one?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if the police force
Pixies.
was. Yeah.
They're like mosquitoes.
Yeah. Like I was thoroughly entertained by it,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought the action looked really good.
I thought everything looked good.
I think Will Smith kind of just plays Will Smith now in everything.
He wasn't as Will Smithy
Right.
as I was expecting him to be. He really wasn't. Like I was expecting Independence Day, Will Smith.
He was more Will Smith from when he was selling the bone density scanners. I
I didn't see that movie, but I know the movie, but I didn't see it.
can't remember the name of the movie now.
Yeah, that was like a big movie.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Good job, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was good in this. I like it.
I
He's
was
looking
good.
older. He is looking a little
Yeah,
older.
and I was okay with it.
No, yeah,
I was
of
okay.
course.
I liked the guy who played the orc, Joel Edgerton.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was very good.
He was good.
I
I thought the makeup was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Very good. I thought all the orcs kind of looked the same.
They didn't look like orcs to me. In my mind, orcs should be green. Green. I don't know why, because all fantasy kind of portrays them as like green skin.
Not Lord of the Rings.
No,
Yeah,
they're like
Like a grayish
yeah.
black or
Yeah.
bluish. Yeah.
yeah, but all like I guess the fantasy I liked as a kid
Yeah.
was all
I
green.
thought their take was cool on
Oh,
it.
I thought they were fine.
I liked how
but
the-
I would like to have been greener.
I think the elf look worked.
Them I liked. Yep.
They were cool. They were kind of John Wicky,
Yeah.
you know, walking around in their suits and
Yeah,
doing
I
kung
would like
fu.
a little bit of an explanation of like what their abilities were. Like, and here's the thing: after watching the movie, I want to see more in that world,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm like, sequel's a good idea. And that's if you're Netflix and you want to just keep me subscribed,
Mm-hmm.
you mission accomplished with that movie because I would like to learn more about that world.
Right.
Why are the elves like?
1%.
Yeah, like what's so special about an elf? Like what makes them different from a person?
But they're like that in every movie.
No, I know
They're
that.
always the upper class.
But because they're smarter or ethereal,
Or-
and, yeah, whatever. But they don't explain it in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they expect people who watch this movie are going to be fantasy
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
going to expect,
Yeah.
that's what elves would be.
And why are people still kind of the dominant
Race.
Because, like, yeah, the orcs are clearly stronger and the elves are clearly better.
Right.
How are people still in charge?
That's true.
I'm cool with that. I want to
Yeah.
find that all out. I like that they threw back to a history that they were like 1,000 years ago. There was this giant war and the 9 races united. I'm like, what 9 races? Like I was super into it. I enjoyed it.
I think they kind of crowbarred the mythology of the orcs in there without a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that story revolved
yeah,
around
yeah.
him not being blooded.
Don't even know what that means.
There's a dark lord that they all chose
Yeah.
at one point. And that's why no one likes them.
Yeah.
There could have been a lot more. Then there was the Messiah thing at the end. A spoiler alert for
Yeah.
all of
Oh,
this.
we're ruining this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they could have went in deeper with that. But it was a long movie. It was 2 hours. I couldn't
it didn't
believe it was
feel
that
like
long.
that to me, though.
Oh, it did for me.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I heard one podcast complain that it was like, why does everybody want a wand? If you have to be so special to be able to use the wand. If you're not special enough, you pick it up
right.
and you explode.
Yeah.
Why do people want it so bad? And I'm like, for money. People can sell it on the black market.
It's kind of like the Infinity Gem.
Or
in
if you find
Guardians.
one person that
Yeah.
can use it.
Yeah.
Now you can get anything you want.
Yeah.
Like I thought the cop who was like, you want to be taller? You want a bigger penis?
Yeah.
You want to be rich? Like he was like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Just ticket to anything. It's magic. And I like that idea.
The gang boss wanted to walk again,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
very cool scenes.
Yeah.
Cross that off my list.
I thought the action scenes were really well done.
Oh yeah.
Better than
It
the
was-
stuff he did in Suicide Squad.
Oh, absolutely.
That's my only complaint about this movie is every action scene was just machine gun sounds.
Yeah.
Every action scene was just
Yeah.
the whole time, and it was just me lowering that particular scene because it was too loud. It was louder than the rest of the movie, and whatever. But that's all the action scenes were. Unless you had some elves doing hand-to-hand combat with knives and stuff, it was just machine guns from orcs or machine guns from the East LA gang or machine guns from the cops.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I disliked about the movie. But I still give it a strong 7.5.
Yeah. I very entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd watch it again.
No, I
But
don't
I
think I'd watch it
enjoyed
again.
watching it.
Yeah. Cool.
Rick and Morty season 4,
When's it coming out?
2019.
Maybe.
They haven't started.
They haven't even started
work.
writing it yet.
Yeah. All right. What are you gonna do?
So disappointing.
Hey man, if they come out with a good product, I'm all in.
Yeah.
The thing was, he said whoever the producer of that show is,
Yeah.
guaranteed this one will come out fast, and it doesn't look like it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I played the game.
There's a game.
You got me.
The Anatomy
Yeah.
Park. How is it?
It's fun. It's
Yeah?
fun. We should play it. It's not heavy, so you'd like it.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's very Rick and Morty humor, very
Okay.
much so.
Cool,
Like
cool.
all the cards are very like you're inside the body building the theme park.
Yeah.
And you play until a card comes up where the guy has a heart attack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you get attacked by like gonorrhea and cholera and
So Kevin posted something on our page the other day about the Hall of Science is holding a build your own lightsaber
Okay.
day.
I saw this.
Right.
And if you look closely at the picture, I wanted to comment on it. Was this on Instagram or
No,
Facebook?
Facebook.
Because I clicked
saw
on the
it.
link, and you couldn't comment on it for some reason. I don't know why.
They probably I don't know. No, I don't know why.
But 1,000%, the handle of the lightsaber they're showing you in the picture is a toilet paper roll or a what are those things?
Paper towel.
Paper towel roll.
Yeah, but it's a kid's science museum, of course.
Build your own lightsaber. Here's some toilet paper.
Imagination, Steve.
Well, you're
What?
gonna-
If you go to Disney, build your own lightsaber. They got plastic parts that you put
But
together.
you pay how much money for that?
No, but you don't get to keep them. Like in Disney, you have to buy it.
But you're not building like the components of the lightsaber. You're actually building the circuit to turn the lightsaber on.
There's a piece of electricity that
Yes.
goes involved in
Probably
this.
a battery and like an LED strip or whatever.
So there's actually science to be done at the Hall of Science, not
Yeah.
just hey, build this silly thing.
I can't wait till all the cardboard handles go on fire and all the kids get burned.
I'm sure they have this figured out.
Master Skywalker, we're all burning alive.
So if you want to go this month, the 13th and 14th, and the 20th and the 21st.
What museum is it at?
The Hall of Science over in Flushing Meadow Park.
Oh, okay. You know, I've never been there,
Really?
and I live a stone's throw away from it.
Shame on you.
My kids have gone,
Shame on you.
but I've never gone. I heard it's not that great.
Yeah, they use fucking toilet paper rolls.
I went when I was little. I can't really remember too much.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fun for a little kid.
Yeah, my kids like it. They've gone with my wife, like when I'm at work, but I've never gone.
I'm gonna try something different this year.
Uh-oh.
Every episode, I'm gonna add a little sports thing from just a bit outside.
Okay.
And
Okay.
today, I read an interesting article.
Doesn't that require him to write something?
Well, he posted something
Oh,
today
alright.
that I read, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And it was about how the New England Patriots are slowly falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, with Garoppolo.
Well, Garoppolo, Tom Brady, his
Slowly fall
Doctor.
apart in the seams.
Yeah. 5 Super Bowls
Yeah,
later.
Yeah. They're
Slowly
real.
falling apart.
Yeah. No, you want to see falling apart? Come to Flushing, watch the Mets. That's falling
What,
apart.
the Giants? 13 losses, the worst season they've ever had.
Yep.
Ever in history.
How many wins did the Patriots have this year?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't keep track
Plenty.
of football.
They're going to the playoffs?
yes.
Oh, yeah. They might win the Super Bowl.
They're falling apart.
Right.
It's a
Well,
disaster. Write them off.
The thing was, it started off with Bill Belichick wanting to start to get Garoppolo more involved.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Tom Brady
You
didn't want.
you gotta wean yourself off
Right.
of Brady eventually.
Yeah, Tom Brady didn't want that. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick had a big meeting, and what happens?
Garoppolo gets
traded.
Wah,
Apparently, Tom Brady has his own doctor, the same guy that tells him how to cure sunburn by
all the
drinking
waters.
water. This guy, who is not really the team doctor, is making team decisions with players, and people are like, "Hey, no, go to my doctor, because if you don't, I'm not going to throw you the football." Or,
Oh, my God.
You know, we're not going to give you the right treatment. And there's that little like rift now between Tom Brady and
And the
some of
rest
the
of the team.
players. This guy's not allowed around the team anymore because he's contradicting what doctors are saying.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on with the Patriots, and I wouldn't be surprised if, you know,
They only win one more Super Bowl.
yeah.
I can't believe they stayed together this long and have been so consistent for this many years.
Or Bill Belichick leaves.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the thing. If you're Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick and Brady has taken you to 5 Super Bowl wins,
Yeah.
and how many Super Bowls?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Like, you ride him to the end, and
Yeah.
that's it. You know, at some point he's going to take a turn. You're going to have 2 or 3 bad years. He probably only do 1 bad year before he retires.
Yeah, but if you're Bill Belichick, who's like, hey, I'm picking up these players when we're supposed to and grooming them to
Oh, I get it.
move along, and you're like, hey, get rid of these guys.
And Garoppolo's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you're Brady, you still think you're good.
Right.
I think you got to kind of ride him out to the end.
Dude, he's old, man.
Oh, I get it.
He's real old as far as quarterbacks
would you ever
go.
have replaced Jeter at shortstop? Ever?
No, and I wouldn't do it to Brady either.
Correct.
But at some
And that's
point,
why.
he's going to walk away.
And I think when they've given you a whole lifetime in one position for one team, I think you owe it to them to be like, we'll ride you out to the end.
Yeah.
I think, like, let him have his last season. Like,
But what do you do? Do you keep Brady or do you keep Belichick?
Oh, you keep Belichick.
Oh, you absolutely keep Belichick.
I think Belichick's going to be the one that's forced to leave.
You think they're having issues?
Yes. Belichick wanted to start Garoppolo and groom him to be the backup.
Yeah, well, I heard
Brady
Kraft
wasn't
and Brady
having
get
it,
along
and
really, really well.
Brady has more pull in the team than
I think if
Belichick. It sounds like.
if Belichick went somewhere else, he'd win before Brady would win without Belichick.
Right.
Even early in his career, like Belichick's the genius.
Well, you know
behind
what? You know what it is. I mean, Brady. If Brady goes somewhere else,
He won't.
But he won't. But if he goes somewhere else, he will never be on a team
that's
designed for him,
Right.
like
Correct.
it's designed here.
Correct.
And as you get older, the team has to be more designed for you.
Yeah.
And no one knows him better than Belichick.
No one.
No,
they really should realize what they have together and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
And the rumor
Go out
is that
gracefully.
Belichick will leave the Patriots to go back to the Giants to finally win one with the team that he started with.
Oh, it might take him a bit to finally win
Right.
one.
Yeah. Who knows?
Couple years.
You got to get rid of all the attitudes, man.
They're a dumpster
There are too
fire.
many attitudes on that team. That's one thing about the Patriots, man. They're a team. They play like a team.
Yes, because
they
anyone
win and
steps
lose the
out of
team.
line is just get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, get out.
Right.
Which I'm sure this Brady thing's bothering him then.
Yeah.
He's not falling in line with everyone else.
Right.
Yes.
He's Mr. Control.
And
all
if
the time,
everyone
man.
else is like, why does
Yeah.
Tom get to do what he wants?
Why is Tom Doctor telling everybody where to go?
He told me to put ice on it. The other one told me to put heat on it. I don't know what to
Yeah,
do.
you see, Belichick saw him bitching that they weren't showing up because of the blizzard.
Really?
He's like, it's no excuse to be late or not to practice.
Mike, you want to give Tony a lead-in for wasting time?
To take it away, Tony. Pew pew.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. How are you wasting time? Or how are you pissing off your wife?
All right, so I have tons of wasting time stuff. You guys have wasting time stuff?
I got some funny stories.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I
Mike,
went
what you got?
skydiving.
You went skydiving?
We didn't talk about this, did we?
No.
Out of a plane?
You jumped out of a plane?
No.
I'm
Did
confused,
you fall
Mike.
off the bed?
So
It's a four-post bed. It's really high.
it's really high.
It was a bunk bed.
My oldest had a birthday towards the end of the year, and her godmother was like, "What should I get her?" And I'm like, "Don't get her anything." I'm like, they don't need anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather you do something with her. Like, take her out for the day, take her to a movie or a concert, do something she'd remember, like a fun day.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, all right. And she came back. She's like, I have, up in Westchester, this indoor skydiving. You think she'd do it? I'm like, don't even tell her. Just take
Just
her out
take
for the
her,
day.
right.
And I'm like, she's like, what if she doesn't do it? I'm like, if she's alone with you,
Yeah.
her cool aunt, she's not going to be, like, she's going to tough it out and just do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And she came back ecstatic about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we looked into it, and I was like, you know what? I got to buy Christmas presents for all my managers.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm going to spend 20, 30, or 40 bucks on each of them, like, I'd rather just spend 200 or 300 and get an experience. So I did that, and I booked, like, a corporate outing for us all to go skydiving,
Oh,
and
you're a
indoor
cool
skydiving.
boss.
And and I called another restaurant, and I'm like, hey, I need coverage for this night.
Right.
And I took my whole team. There was, like, eight of them. I took even, like, my supervisors, and we all went up to Westchester, had dinner, and then did the indoor skydiving, which
That's
is
really cool.
We saw it once in
Canada.
Montreal,
Yep.
yeah. And we didn't do it. And oh my god, dude. I bought 10 more
Wow.
to do again.
Holy
Like,
shit.
It's so I'm sure jumping out of a plane is way better.
Yeah.
But we went and I booked it late, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
So we went and had dinner first. So we had a fair amount of libations before we went.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, you haven't been drinking? I'm like, no. We were wrecked. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
So how does it work?
So it's basically like, he said it's like a wind tunnel.
What was the name of the place? You want to give him a plug?
iFly Westchester.
Okay.
He said that's the most, they're like a worldwide brand of these.
Mm-hmm.
They're building one in Jersey, in Paramus, he said.
Okay.
But he said that's the most popular wind tunnel in the world right now.
Wow.
And it's basically like a wind tunnel they use to test a car, but they just stand it up.
Okay.
And the fans are at the bottom, and there's
Yeah.
like all mesh netting, and
You can't fall into the fan?
No, I don't think so.
There goes Mike.
It's a big glass tube.
Yeah.
And you go in, and they put you in like a a
One of those-
windbreaker skydiving outfit,
Yeah.
and a helmet,
Yeah.
and goggles.
Yeah.
And the hardest part, I think, they're just like fall forward.
Yeah.
Like throw your hands out and just fall forward into the wind.
You gotta trust God.
Yeah, and people can't do that.
Right.
And then it just picks you up, and like they'll take you around the tube at first, and if you're comfortable, then they'll take you up.
Well, it kind of has like the Spider-Man webbing under the arms, right? That's what kind of
No, it
lifts you up.
doesn't.
Oh no.
No, so
It's not like one of those suits that people dive off a mountain.
no.
and
It's
just fly
like
around in a suit.
when you were a kid, did you wear like a tracksuit?
Yeah.
Like a.
Wait, what do you mean a kid?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Staten
I'm from
Island, I
Staten
forgot.
Island. I got a velour jumpsuit.
It's like a
so-
tracksuit.
It's uniform.
basically, but it's like a onesie tracksuit.
Birthright.
It comes
Yeah.
with your Easy Pass.
And it's got handles on it.
Okay.
So like the
Oh, so
guy
they can touch you.
handle you.
Yeah, they can handle
because
you.
like one of the guys, I took one of my cooks as like a supervisor in my kitchen, and he did not like heights. So when you're looking, it looks like the fan is way down.
Right.
So you're like, oh my god! Like if you're afraid of heights, like it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
20 feet
20
to the
feet.
floor.
Yeah, that's high, yeah.
Yeah, and he freaked out. So they eventually turned the fans off.
Okay.
And they're like, just lay on the floor and we'll slowly crank them up.
Yeah.
And once you get above like 80 or 90 miles an hour, you start to lift. And you got to stay real flat. And he immediately panicked and just flipped. And once you start turning,
Oh, you're done.
like you just keep going. And like the guy's trying to wrestle him and he's sweating, the poor
that's
guy.
amazing.
It was so much fun. I said to the guy, I'm like, you want to get my big ass up? He's like, yeah, no problem. And then like the fans normally run around like 100. You could see it. There's like what the speed of the fan is and how long you've been going for. And I get in, I hear it get louder.
That's body shaming.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was like the scene in Avengers where Iron Man's got to get the helicarrier blade going.
Exactly. He had to turn mine off. I'm like, does that say 120? Son of a bitch.
What were they normally?
Like 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was all restaurant people, so it's all big boys. He's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of big boys here. 'Cause, like, he's got to handle us. The poor guy. It was so much fun, dude. We should definitely do it again.
I'm in.
It's up in Westchester. It's right by the Rock, which is a mall up there.
Yeah.
It's like a really bougie, nice mall.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fun. And they have an indoor bounce place right
like
next
a
to it.
like a trampoline place.
Where
We
you
have
can-
one down the block from my job,
where you-
from my house.
where you can play basketball, dodgeball.
It's called Fly High.
Oh, why have we never done that?
Whatever you want to go.
I was like, I'm going to...
My son loves it there.
Yeah.
Loves it there.
They do adult, like, leagues of dodgeball
Right.
and basketball. And I was like, oh, now I know what next year's Christmas present is already.
I want to do.
You're all in big trouble.
I want to do a. Let's do skydiving. Let's make it for 2018.
Dude, the skydiving, I would do it tomorrow. It was so
Skydiving.
much fun.
Let's do a trampoline place.
Okay.
And an escape room.
Okay.
I would love to do an escape room.
I'll put together the escape room.
All right, I
Okay.
will do the skydiving again.
And I got the trampoline
All right, done.
place. Done. There you
Yeah,
go.
because
Good job.
like when you do the skydiving, it's crazy expensive. Like if you book it just you, it's like $100 or $125 just for one person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, if you book it, they give you a group rate and they take 45% off if you're returning.
Okay.
Wow.
So I added one person that day. It cost me 50% of the entire group of 8 to add one person.
Oh, shit.
Because I was buying it that day instead of in
yeah.
advance.
Oh, that
so if you
sucks.
buy it as a group, like
It's
you can
cheaper.
get 10 flights for like $100.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's well worth it. One of the most fun things I've done in a long, long time.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Joe, you waste any time?
Yeah, I got two funny stories.
Didn't you want to beat up somebody?
I did.
I want to
Did
hear
beat
this.
up somebody?
I wanted to maim this guy
Hey,
on
listen.
the train.
You dangerously meandering into my territory. If you say it's at a Panera, I'm quitting.
Or a taxi.
I actually had a you moment where
Oh, sweet.
people acknowledged the good deed you did.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I get on the train the other day. It's a packed train.
That's the way I spin it too.
And I'm just kind of standing in the back by the doors that connect the two trains, and there's tons of people. So you really can't move anywhere. And this lady comes on with the stroller. She's got a little baby. There's not a lot of room for her to move the stroller.
The wee baby Seamus?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's kind of like right by like the pole that's in the middle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So this guy comes in, and instead of just like, putting his hand out and holding it, he wants to stand like as close to the pole as he can. So he asks the woman if you can move the stroller.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I really can't move it anywhere. He picks up the stroller and turns it.
Oh.
And this woman's face was just like scared and mortified and didn't know what to do. And then he starts lecturing her about, hey, you shouldn't get on a crowded train with the stroller.
Fucking New Yorkers, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I
The
would've
baby's
kept-
woken up now.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have kept cool in that situation.
Well, I'm sitting in the back and I'm watching this and I'm just staring a hole.
slowly unbuttoning his shirt, humming a Superman's him.
I'm just staring a hole through this guy. And there was a gentleman. There's a gentleman behind.
Takes off his glasses, curls the front of his hair.
The gentleman behind the girl, said, "Hey, are you okay?" Because he saw that she was uncomfortable. There's an old lady behind her. Are you okay? Is the baby okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And the guy just kind of there, and everybody's just kind of seething at this man.
Yeah.
So it's time for this lady to get off the train.
Yeah.
Now she can't go anywhere because this guy turned the stroller. Instead of being able to push the stroller right out, he's telling her how to get the stroller off the train. And she's like, "Please don't touch me or my baby." And he takes the stroller and turns it. And she's just mortified. Now I'm like, God damn it. So now there's some room for me to move. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking lunatic. And the old lady's like just shaking her head. And she goes to grab the pole that they were holding.
Mm-hmm.
And this fucking asshole goes and leans on it. And she kind of takes her hand back and she has
Like
nowhere.
an old lady?
Yeah. She has nowhere to go. So what do? I go and I put my hand right on that pole. And when the motherfucker leans back onto my hand, I just like give him a little nudge. I'm like, "Hey, don't lean on the pole, buddy." And he turns and starts mouthing off to me, but he doesn't think I could hear him because I got my headphones on.
He slowly muted them.
Yeah, they were off already.
Yeah.
And I go, "I hear every word you're saying. Choose your words carefully because everybody on this train wants to kill you."
My man.
And the lady behind me just shakes her head. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm in the right." And he starts mouthing off to me. He starts swinging his bag around. Now I have I have a metal like water bottle.
Yes.
And I just take it out. I get grab it. I take it out. Cause I'm like, he's gonna hit me with his bag.
And I'm gonna hit him with his
water bottle.
And I just start tapping.
The worst fight
I just start
ever.
tapping the water bottle against the pole.
Oh my God.
And the
it's like a
guys,
prison inmate.
the guy's just like really like getting crazy. And someone else says something to him, and he's losing his mind. Like I'm gonna kill this guy. And
You probably could have put a hand on him.
This is when you texted.
Yeah.
You probably could have put a hand on him.
I would have just taken that bottle and just started
You
smashing.
probably
with
could
it.
have, and everyone would have jumped in. Just stomped this poor guy.
I don't know if my face was
It's a
like
Christmas stomping.
turning like different shades of red, but the lady just like puts her hand on my shoulder and she goes, "It's not worth it."
Who, the old man? The old lady.
And I go, "You're right." So the next stop, he gets off and he runs off the train. And I'm kind of like the last one to get off.
Yeah.
And everybody that's getting off the train just giving me a nod.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's the best part.
I'm like, holy shit, I'm like a hero.
Like a superhero. Yeah, that's the best part.
Like this guy had some fucking nerve. He was probably like late 40s, early 50s.
Was he in a suit?
No.
Just a regular guy?
Just like, khakis and whatnot. Regular
asshole.
guy.
Do you have like a knee length like overcoat?
No, regular coat.
Oh.
He looked to me like like he would be a normal human being.
Yeah.
If you would see him on the train.
In a tie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have just fucking strangled the life out of him with his own tie.
And I'm just like,
They have long hair.
no.
I have a picture of what this guy should look like in my head.
What an asshole. That's how dare you put your hand on someone else's
Twice.
kid?
Yeah.
Like, what is
Twice.
wrong with you?
And the look on this woman's face. You knew everybody on the train wanted to say something, wanted to do something. And we live in this world where no one does.
will, and that's the problem. When you do, yeah.
Or like you do, and then you're the one that gets your ass handed to him. Like, you know what? I'm like, in my head, I could probably take this guy, and if he does try to do something, I think there are enough people that are going to help me out.
You know what it is?
No one's gonna help you out.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so, man.
But you got to be a little crazier than the other guy, and that's why I took the water bottle out. And I'm just tap tap tap. I was like the Warriors. Warriors,
The
come out and play!
All I picture is like an inmate with his little cup, his little metal
hitting it
cup,
against the bars.
just hitting it against his bed. Ding, ding. You're gonna be mine.
You see my water bottle, the one that's got the Dinner Podcast logo on it.
Yep.
You did the same thing that guy did, though. That guy went, this lady's never going to say anything to me. I can do whatever she wants because she's a lady.
Yep.
And then, like, half the men on that... See, like, if that was 1950, half the men on that train would have heaved him out the train.
Well, the one guy
and we're
said
not
something.
in that world anymore.
Yeah.
The one guy said something. He got off at the next stop after he started mouthing off to her. If that guy would have been on the train, this guy was like 7 feet tall.
Why didn't somebody get off and let her sit
folded
down?
him.
That should have been the first.
There was no way for anybody to move. Like, if I'm telling you, like, you
And
were...
still this issue of the stroller.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
And what's she going to do?
Yeah.
She's a stroller.
Right.
And she was perfectly fine standing. She had her spot with the kid. No problem. I'm just like, you... like.
No, you did the right... You 100% in the right.
To tell this lady you need to move so you can get closer to the pole, and then when people move, you lean on it? No, I'm sorry. Like, that set me off. I was done.
Yeah.
I got off the
entitled
train.
asshole.
It was freezing outside, and I was still like just seething.
I think...
for hours you'll be thinking.
Oh,
about
you're
that.
so amped
My
up after
adrenaline. I
that.
was like, I'm gonna walk home because
Walking home from the Bronx. I think because we live in a world where people won't say anything, people get away with a lot more.
Oh, sure.
Like if you would get wrapped in the mouth every time you did something stupid, you'd do a lot less stupid things. But no one's willing to stand up anymore.
There is a guy that every single morning for a year, about 2 years ago, I haven't seen him since. Maybe somebody took care of him. This guy would cut me in line at the bus stop. And I never said anything because there's always lots of seats. Plus, he looks like he's on meds. So I just never bothered saying anything.
But there are people that look like they have something, like that they have an issue, and you're like, all right,
no,
you know.
he's obviously not mentally challenged, but he might be on some type of
like this guy
crazy
just
drug.
seemed like he could have been a normal person. Like there was nothing like that made me think that he was crazy. He was just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like this train was his train. He needed to hold on to the pole because he felt that, you know, he couldn't manage without it.
Well, you did a good thing.
I did.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're 100% in the right.
Yeah.
And my second story, I got to do something from a movie that was a little impromptu, or it just kind of happened organically.
You jump over the front.
I never saw 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
You jump over the front of your car.
No.
Under it, runs right under.
So New Year's Eve, I went to a friend's house, and we celebrate the ball drop.
Yeah.
We realized that the clocks were slow in the house, so we were actually like 5 minutes late. So we run up to the roof, and people are shooting fireworks and blah, blah, blah. And we come back down like, we really missed it. We didn't get to do a countdown. Let's start over. So we start the countdown from 10. We get all the way down to 1.
No pants this time.
When we get to 1, I start singing the Star Spangled Banner from the Rocket's Red Glare. By the end of like 5 minutes, everybody's singing with me.
That's amazing.
Who's getting down on one knee? Who's saluting?
Who's getting down on one knee? Oh, God.
I said, did we just reenact National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
great.
They're like, yes, we did, Joe. You started this. We finished
of it.
What, saying grace?
No.
I pledge allegiance
No,
to the
when-
flag.
no, when-
when they're outside.
under the
Yes,
lights,
yes,
yeah.
yes. That's great.
Check that off my bucket
There
list.
you go. There you go. Every once in a while, you do something miraculous like that, and I love it. That's awesome.
That was it. That was my week. I started it off with Star Spangled Banner. I ended it with almost a near fight.
That's awesome. Me, I watched a lot of stuff, man. Oh my God, did I watch a lot of stuff. Did you watch? I had off on Tuesday. A lot of other schools, all the public schools went back on Tuesday. Tuesday was my last day of vacation. So I woke up nice and early, drove the kids to school because I paid for the school. School's already paid for, so they're going. Plus,
You got someplace else to be, kids. You're going.
oh, Christian's pre-K, like it would have been a marked absence if I just kept him
Really?
home. Yeah, because it's school now. It's officially school, so he had to go in. And Alana, the whole month has been paid for, so Alana's going in. I paid
You don't
for
want that right on his ledger.
No, I don't. And I paid for Alana's day, so she went in. But I didn't go home and go to sleep like I normally do. I wanted to live out my last day of vacation. So I went to Tim Hortons, got myself a little breakfast sandwich, went home, turned on
Can't
Netflix.
go back to Dunkin' Donuts.
Turn on Netflix. I can't. And I was like, oh, the Chappelle stand-up comedy. This is the new one.
There's 2.
Right. This is
Okay,
the newer one.
you watch them?
I watched the newer one. I didn't watch the first one.
No, his newer one is 2 specials.
I watched the second half of it.
Which, is it him standing or him sitting in the...
Standing.
Okay, that's the first half.
Oh, it's the first half.
There's 2. So there's one.
Are you sure? No, I don't think so. Because
100%.
he refers to the other one.
So he did this year. He did 4 specials, 2 at the beginning of the year and 2 at the end of the year.
Okay.
So this one, it's back in Washington D.C. where he did "Killing Me Softly," which is his "Killing Me Softly" is probably one of the best stand-up specials ever done.
Right.
If you saw, he started this one with the intro music was "Killing Me Softly."
Okay.
And this is Roberta Flack original.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think.
And
so.
I was like, holy shit, that's. I was like, he's expecting this to be very good.
Because after I watched it, it was all over the internet.
Yeah.
And it was the one that I watched.
Right. And then there's the second part is him in the Comedy Store in
Oh, he's
LA,
just sitting on the stool.
Just sitting on a stool.
Yeah, yeah. He's getting a lot of flack for that one, too.
That one is much more him, like, working out a bit.
Yeah,
if you had,
right.
like,
That's what I thought it was. It looked like he was just trying to work
the
stuff out.
first one is like a done special, like worked out
right,
routine.
right.
The second one is him, like, commenting about what's been going on in Hollywood, and you can see just kind of working out bits and telling stories. It's not as funny as the first one, but it's a really cool look at, like, he's in a room that seats 50 people and he's just kind of just bullshitting with the crowd,
right?
Which Chappelle's known for.
Yeah.
But you saw the special? Did you like it?
So that's what I want to say. Yes, I did.
I thought it was great.
I did like it.
I thought it was very good.
But it was one of these stand-ups where you're fighting back and forth between, like, this is really funny and I'm being insulted the whole time.
What do you mean?
He goes after that upper middle class white people the
but-
entire time, and I'm fine with it. But he's a masterful comedian in the
Chappelle's
sense
great.
that he will insult you for 5 minutes or whatever, not insult you, but poke fun at you.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. But then he will go into something hysterical that has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Has nothing to do with race or politics or anything, and he'll get you like, I love this. This
Yeah.
is the best. And then he'll do it again. Then he'll go off in his little 2-minute political thing, and then he'll go into another really funny, unrelated stuff. And he's just a master at keeping you comfortable in that awkward situation. I don't know how else to explain it.
I wasn't. Did you find yourself like offended by it, or like?
No, I'm not. I'm not offended by stuff easily.
Like I
could see how people would be.
I thought his opening bit
Yeah.
was one of the best bits I've ever heard, where he tells you the punchline.
Yes.
He's like,
yes.
I'm so good, I write punchlines down, put them in a fishbowl, just
Right.
pick one out.
Yeah.
So he's like, my punchline tonight is I kicked her in the pussy. And you're like, what?
And then he goes off on like a 10-minute story.
10-minute story, and the punchline is,
And
so I kicked her in the pussy. And like,
and you forgot about it.
I don't know how I forgot about it, but
right.
like, it kills.
Yeah, yeah.
It kills.
No, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I respect the fact that comedians are doing shit to make people feel uncomfortable in the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
So
there's very few.
Yeah, there's very few. And they're all getting caught
Yeah.
jerking off in front of people,
Yeah.
I guess. Louis C.K.'s done.
Yeah.
I had no idea what Louis C.K. did.
You didn't know that?
I just heard sexual
And listen,
harassment. He jerked off in front of people.
A bunch?
Like, just took it out.
Yeah. No, he'd ask. But before they'd answer, he'd be like, I started.
But, yeah, so
And people, I think, is a strong word. I think it was a lot of ladies.
Yeah. But he addresses how he got flack for not going after, but making fun of transgender people.
Yeah, in his last special.
Yeah, right. Oh, dude, it was a good special.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
I thought
I would recommend
the
it.
best joke in the special was he talks about how he offended a lady in the audience, and she was a Chinese
Oh,
lady.
yeah, that was great.
And her husband was Mexican.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me first say congratulations on having the world's most productive child.
The hardest working
The world
child.
show's hardest working child.
Chinese Mexican. It's great.
Like, this was very good. Like Chappelle, I still think Killing Me Softly is his best.
Yeah.
But I think this is right up there.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Have you ever gone back and seen that original one? Where he
No.
talks about the baby selling crack.
No.
And black people get beat up and the cops just sprinkle a little crack on them. Oh, no, yeah. Go back. It's in the same theater.
Yeah.
And it's him before he did the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
And it's called Killing Me Softly.
Okay.
And it's easily one of the top 10 comedy specials of all time.
All right, I'll check that one out.
We still have to do that. Our favorite comedy specials, because I love comedy.
Yeah,
specials.
sure.
I watch every
We got to
one
do
that comes
that.
out.
We got to do Rick and Morty for
Yeah,
Kate.
yeah.
We promised Kate.
We gotta do Westerns
We got to do
for your
Westerns
wife.
for Nicole.
Yep.
Okay, we got some shows lined up.
Chappelle's good. And
I'll watch it.
Watch the next part.
I'll watch
I
it
will.
tomorrow.
It's very different,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Okay, cool.
It's real edgy.
I watched Warcraft.
Oh, I watched that years
I
ago.
finally watched. Yeah, you watched.
Yeah.
You watched it a long time ago.
Did you like it?
I didn't hate it.
That's what I said.
It was all right.
I didn't hate it. The CGI was okay.
Yep.
At best, I don't think the casting was well done. I think the
Right.
casting was very poor. The Preacher cast is in it. Preacher, Jesse Custer, and his girlfriend are the king and queen of whatever
Oh, that's
world
right.
it is.
Yeah.
And they're just not good for that role. He's not good for that role. He doesn't play a good, king, like in, Night
Right.
King. The story was all right. It was fine. It was just, I just thought the acting was not that great. The cast, if they would have cast different people in the roles, I think it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it's not a movie I would have watched in the theaters, but it was great to watch on HBO.
Yeah, I think I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah,
or HBO,
and I have no idea what the people who play the game's view of it was.
I'm sure they hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I watched that.
That reminds me, I watched over the break,
Yeah.
because it had tons of CGI, The Great Wall.
Oh, I put that on for 3 seconds today.
Matt
Yeah.
Damon?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I thought I saw the Power Rangers and I turned it off.
It is very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. So I didn't realize this. This was a Chinese movie
Yeah.
made like
In
by
China.
Chinese film production. They just got American stars.
Wow, they whitewashed themselves.
Yes, because they knew that they could sell it.
Fuck.
They knew it would sell in Asia, being
Yeah.
made by an Asian film company, and the Asians obviously know American film stars, but they knew
Right.
they couldn't go the other way.
Yeah.
So if they were going to make $150 million movie, they're like, Americans, who is half the movie market,
Right.
won't watch Asian film stars.
Mm-hmm.
So they made this, and it's in English. Like 90% of it. There's a lot of Chinese, but there's a lot of English.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing to look at. Like the fighting and like the stuff they do on the wall is amazing, but it is ungodly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I saw, like I said, I thought I saw the Power Rangers because
Yes.
there are these 4 samurais
Yeah.
dressed up in like purple armor and green armor. I'm
they're
like,
all
what's-
crazy. Like
what is
it's
this?
super technicolor.
Yeah.
And it's all about like the different fighting styles. And it was an entertaining watch, but it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh God, is it bad?
I watched Logan Lucky, which
How
was
was it?
Which was a very good movie.
I heard that's great. Yeah.
I don't think it's as special as people make it out to be because people are saying how amazingly good it is. It's a heist movie. It's a hillbilly heist movie. I don't know how else to really put it. It's a bunch of hillbillies from West Virginia that want to rob a bank, and they do. It's interesting how they go about doing it.
Right.
The characters are well done. James Bond was great in it. Kylo Ren was really good in it. Who else? Channing Tatum was very good in it. He's the only person whose name I actually know.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig was James Bond.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is,
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, thank you.
We do a pop culture podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know all their pop culture identities. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. If you want to see, if you like a good heist movie, which I do, I'm always a fan of heist movies. I like Thomas Crown Affair. I like, what was that other one I just thought of and I forgot? Oceans. All the Oceans movies are all heist movies. I like those kind of movies.
So what's this, like Ocean's NASCAR edition?
It's like Ocean's NASCAR edition, yeah. But a big twist at the end, which I didn't see coming. Because the movie ends and you're like, oh, they did the heist. Okay. And then huge twist comes at the end that no one knew about.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool that they threw that in there. It could be a little slow at times.
It was a tornado.
A big twister.
No, yeah, they'd never see them coming in the South.
Grand Tour. Did you watch the Grand Tour?
I have watched 4 of
Yes.
5.
Today's 5.
Yeah, it was out last night, though.
Oh, okay.
I think Amazon put it out because of the snow.
Oh.
They kicked it out early. Because it said Friday, but I could
How
play
clever.
it last night. And I started it for a second, then my wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, all right, we'll watch something else.
It is so much better this year than it was last
I
year.
really do enjoy it a lot more.
It's so good, man.
So-
I like how they're addressing
My biggest concern.
everyone's biggest concern
was how staged everything was.
Right.
And they're like, all right, we'll show you what it's like if we don't stage stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great episode.
They read the letter.
Yeah.
You guys stink. It's too staged.
I was like, I could have wrote that letter. So I always complained that they're basically playing characters of themselves
Right.
now. And they're like, well, there's a reason we do that now.
Yeah.
And they showed you like, well, this is what would happen if we didn't stage every part of the thing. And like, they try to do explosions and they don't work, and they try to start fires and they don't start, and like
They try to pick a place to go and they can't choose.
yeah, and like they all
But even that was staged.
yeah, oh yeah. But
You
it was
It was funny.
It was funny. Like they all do a different challenge,
Right.
Because they don't know what the challenge is. So like one buys a sports car, one buys an old beater. Because like we're not doing an old beater challenge. No, we're doing a sports car challenge. No, we're not.
Yeah,
like
we're doing a caravan challenge.
yeah.
Oh, it's great.
It was really good. I've enjoyed this season a lot better. I like that they brought the celebrities back.
Mm-hmm. I like what they're doing with the races now. It's instead of like with Top Gear, it was a star on a reasonably priced
Yes.
car. Last year,
They didn't do any celebrities.
they did no celebrities last
No,
year.
remember they killed them all walking up.
That's right.
Yeah,
and that
which
was
was so
terrible.
corny.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
And now what they're doing is they're taking 2 people that do the same profession,
Sort of. Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And they're seeing who's the fastest out of that profession.
So they had like 2 singers whose family was tangentially related to the car industry, and like one dad's guy was a mechanic and one guy's worked in like a car manufacturing company. Like it was very good. I like the 2 guys who live with bears.
Yes.
And one's like Paddington Bear because he's the star
Right.
of the movie. The other guy lives with a fucking bear.
Lives with a bear, yeah.
Like a gorilla, like a grizzly bear.
Right.
Who was that guy?
He's some American.
Is he like from one of those
Yeah.
the like up north
Yeah,
shows?
yeah.
The reality shows.
Then they did one, the fastest person who makes a living by catching or throwing a ball. And it was a not polo. It was a
Cricket
cricket
player.
player and a baseball player, Brian Johnson from the Giants.
Oh yeah, it's been a good season.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed it. I didn't watch
I didn't watch-
today's.
yeah, I didn't watch
I'm
today's
waiting for one where they're going to build something. Those are always my favorite.
Yeah.
Or the long trips.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
love the fact that they're doing a supercar an episode. Like, just
Oh, the what's the new Veyron?
Oh, the Chiron.
Oh my God! Woo! Jesus Christ, that car. So the Bugatti Veyron was the fastest car in the world, and they went nah, and they made this car, which is
Yeah, same company.
2.5 million pounds.
It was like $4 million.
It's ridiculous looking. Every episode's had a supercar, right?
Yes, every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode. Which have you liked one in particular more than anyone else?
I'm a Porsche guy. I always like Porsches.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen one I loved.
Have they done one? I'm saying the ones that they did. Which one was your favorite?
What would they do? They did the Chiron.
They did the Chiron. They did the McLaren last episode.
I didn't like the McLaren.
There was one episode where they all had a sports car. Where one had the NSX, one had a Lamborghini. I forget what Richard was driving that episode. He was driving that weird one that was electric.
Oh yeah,
that he crashed.
It almost killed him. Did they have the Ford in this one?
Oh, the Ford GT.
Yeah,
that's my
GT.
favorite by far.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
Because my two favorite cars of all time, which is an episode we could do.
Yeah,
favorite cars.
Dodge
Viper, 2000 Dodge Viper.
Joe, write this down.
Is my favorite 2000 Dodge Viper.
So we got cars, Rick and Morty, westerns, and one other one. I forget.
The European cars don't look like that. Like a big, ridiculous muscle car.
Right.
They showed the new
Corvette. It looked awesome.
Yeah. I would never buy one.
I like those.
Oh, they look so cool.
The new one's even like even more Stingray looking.
Yeah. Dude, I love the Stingray.
Yeah. The new one, right? Wait to see next year's.
Really?
Yeah, it's even got more like a throwback look. Yeah, Top Gear. Grand Tour is very good.
Yeah, watch that. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
I bought a new guitar. After many, many years of not having an acoustic guitar in my house, I decided to buy probably the most expensive guitar I've ever bought.
An acoustic, really?
An acoustic, yeah. Because I can't play the electrics because you got to plug them in. They're no fun unless you plug them in. Let's be honest.
Right.
And I have a tube amp. And for those of you who don't know, tube amps are really old-fashioned. I got the tubes like an old TV used to have in them. And, like, it's either no volume or it's the loudest thing on earth.
Right.
There's no in between, you know? So I can never play it. I can't play when the kids are up because they'll come and touch it and want to mess with it. And you can't play when they're sleeping because you'll wake them up. And I haven't had an acoustic in a long time. So I went online and I was like, listen, I gotta find something that I can play. So I was looking for this one guitar and it was like $600, which is a very reasonably priced guitar. And I was trying to find a place that had like payment plans so that I don't have to pay $600 up front because I don't have $600 up front. Couldn't find anything that wanted less than 200, three payments of $200, something like that. So then I stumble on a place that's has their own credit card, 48 months finance. I got a freaking car lease, 48-month financing.
Really?
For a $2,000 guitar.
Oh my God.
$50 a month for 48 months. I'm like, I could easily do that and have the guitar I really want.
You bought a $2,000 acoustic guitar?
$1,750.
Holy shit.
I bought a Gibson.
That's a lot of Funkos he's going to have to sell.
I'm starting right now to talk my wife into letting me put $100 down for a Kickstarter board game. $100.
But I got 4 years to pay for it. No interest.
Can we have to destroy this so she never listens to it?
No, I told her.
Oh.
As soon as I bought it, I went upstairs. I'm like, listen.
Sweating?
She's like, what? She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, no, nothing. I bought myself something. She goes, you're allowed to buy yourself something. I was like, I bought a guitar. She's like, oh. Because she knows how I am. Like, I used to be in a band, for those of you who don't know. I was in a little cover band, and I was obsessed with buying and selling guitars. And, like, really expensive guitars. Like, $3,000 guitars, buying and selling on eBay. And once I had the kids, I used to have, like, 7 or 8 $2,000-$3,000 guitars. And once I had Christian, I sold, like, 6 of them. And I only have about 2 left right now. And I regret selling some of those guitars. Like, some of those guitars, I'm so... Like, I can't sleep at night because I sold one of these guitars. But I never had an acoustic that was at that level. And I always wanted one. So I was like, you know what? If I get this $600 guitar, all I'm going to do is want something better. Because I've never... You know what I mean? Because that's how I was with the electrics.
Right.
I would buy an Epiphone and be like, you know what? I should have got the Gibson. And then I take a hit on the Epiphone, selling it off on eBay. And then I would try to go buy something else with more money. So I was like, you know what? Let me just buy the one I want. That way I can't have any regrets, and I can't lose any money selling it. No regrets. So
What'd you get?
I bought a Gibson J15.
Okay.
Comes with a hard shell case. The friggin' like white glove service. They're calling me up. The store is calling me up, asking me like how I like the action on the neck, and this and that. They took personal pictures of the guitar and sent it to me before they shipped it, just to make sure it was okay.
Did you get it?
I got it. So it's so sweet, dude. It plays like butter. It's amazing.
Wow, $2,000 is a lot of money on a guitar.
Yeah, my fingers are killing me because I haven't played in a long time.
I mean, we're kind of there with the bows now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I can only have one crazy expensive. I have two crazy expensive hobbies.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh, I watched Justice League again.
And?
Loved it. Loved it even more than I did the first time.
You said that about Batman versus Superman.
No.
There's something wrong with you.
Nah. I enjoyed it. And Nicole enjoyed it. She was like, this isn't that bad. I was like, no, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, yeah.
It isn't that good.
That's how I wasted time. Oh, should I tell my microphone story?
Please do.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. We went back to work today, and we were on a shortened schedule because it was opened later. We opened late today.
Okay.
Delayed opening, right? So I didn't have to go until 10 o'clock today.
Right.
I get in normal time because I just like, you know what? The later I go in, the more traffic I'm going to hit. I'm just going to go in normal time. So I go in, I sit at the diner at the counter by myself, I have my coffee, got my omelet, and reading a comic book, having a great morning. I go into...
It almost sounded so adult. You know, when you're reading the Wall Street Journal, Batman.
It was actually Hawkeye. So I go into class, I look at my schedule for the day, and I'm like, oh, I got a coverage first period, which means I just have to stand someplace and make sure no one hurts anybody.
How is that a teacher's responsibility? No stabbing.
There's a whole bunch of rooms in the school that you have to make sure that people are doing the right thing, like the library. We have a commons. So that's what I had to do first period. I had to sit in the commons. But it's first period. Everyone's in class, so there's no one there. So it's great. So I watch YouTube videos. I draw. Do stuff. So
How much drawing time do you get at work?
I get zero time to go take a piss.
So then second period, I got nothing. I have a free period, a prep period. We call it a prep. We have to prep for our day.
He's sharpening his pencils.
For my drawings. And then the next period is called community period, which is when I meet with my science fiction club.
Uh-huh.
Right? Which, if I don't want to meet with them...
Is that your normal day?
No. This is just C day. There's an 8-day cycle, or 6-day cycle.
So every
every day changes. Every C day.
You have this morning routine.
Yes. It's wonderful.
YouTube, sharpen pencils.
Right.
Comics.
Sci-fi.
Do a podcast.
Right. Oh, no. I do that after school. Podcast is after school. Sci-fi is different. That's where I got like 40 kids that come in and play video games and watch YouTube videos. No, it's great. I love it. It's great. Anyway.
And you're worried about the Girl Scouts.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway.
I had to fire a person today.
After my coverage.
I made her cry.
All right. Let me finish my story. After my coverage.
Get back to your coloring.
Because it's a later schedule, the second period started way later than normal.
Right.
You know, normally second period starts at 9 o'clock. Now it's starting at almost 11 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, I have this period free. And then I got the community period, which is the club period. I was like, I have 80 minutes because of 40 minutes each. I was like, I got 80 minutes. I'm going to go around the block because I have this old acoustic guitar.
What did you do with the kids who are supposed to be in the club?
I was going to try to get back before the
okay.
club kids got back. So I was like, I got this old acoustic guitar. I can probably get $100 for it. I really should upgrade the microphone for the show because we're using mics that aren't that expensive. Let me go there, see how much money they'll give me for the guitar, and I'll pick up a microphone. $100 for a microphone or whatever. So I go there. The guy who's helping me, Keith, he was great. Keith was good. He looks like a porn star from the past like 10, 15 years. If you would have seen his face, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. Okay? Now, I don't know this guy's name, but he's in all the movies with the girls. Man, what are you gonna do? He's very popular in the what? What? He looks like a popular porn star. Like Ron, you know who Ron Jeremy is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a porn star.
Okay.
And you know him, so boo to you, or whatever, right?
My favorite thing to do is just sit back and watch Steve try to dig his way out of a hole.
So I'm
just keep digging.
I'm fighting myself the whole time, like, don't tell me he looks like a porn star. Don't tell me he looks like a porn star. Don't tell me he looks like a porn star. And I didn't. Thank God. Thank goodness I didn't. But he was extremely helpful.
That explains the shape of the microphone now.
Yes.
So much more.
So now I had taken a picture of the microphone that I wanted off the internet to show him.
Did you show him the right picture?
I did. This isn't the one. Yeah. So he ends up giving me $180 in store credit, which is great. So we go downstairs. He's like,
go downstairs.
Well, that's where the microphones are.
Yeah, sure they are.
I'm bucking in his pants.
I got a special one for you.
Talk into this.
Get closer.
So
tap it with your hand.
So we go.
You gotta warm it up.
So we go downstairs to the display case of microphones, And he's like, you know what? There's the one that you want is not a good microphone. He's like, let's look for something better. And I was like, well, I'm not paying more than $180. You give me $180 in credit. That's what I'm paying.
Right.
He's like, no, absolutely, 100%. He goes, I got this one mic here. He's like, it's $150 on sale. It's on sale for $150. It's normally like a $250 microphone.
But
so
it's got an STD.
So it's like, okay.
Well, now you do.
Fine. So we go upstairs. He's ringing me up. And then it hits me. On short days.
His dick right across his face.
On short days, there's no club period.
So you have a class to teach.
So I have a class to teach at 11:20.
What time is it?
11:13. It's 11:13. Classes get out at 11:15 for the 11:20 class.
I have a question.
I am on 14th Street.
Are you supposed to leave at all?
I can leave the I can
Okay.
leave the building as long as I don't have like a as long as I don't have to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Which I do. I have to be in class.
Yeah.
Okay. So I look at the guy and I'm like, I read my schedule wrong, Keith. I need to go as soon as possible. As soon as I said that, the gods made everything go wrong. Okay? He has to
He got nervous. It went flaccid.
he has to give me change.
You put pressure on him now. That's why.
Oh, Keith?
Yeah.
So
Why didn't you just say, can I do this after work?
because I want to go home after work.
He's gonna miss his
Friday.
bus, don't you know
Friday.
this?
I don't want to miss my bus. I could have come back later, I guess.
There had to be 4 other periods where you had nothing to do.
No, well, when you have nothing,
Doodling.
when you have nothing to do in the morning, you're very heavy in the afternoon.
right.
So, like he had to. It was $180 credit. The mic came into like $150. I bought a capo for the acoustic. So there was $10 left on the credit. He wanted to give me cash. So he hits the button. The door doesn't open. He has to go get a manager. At this point, I'm like, Keith, I'm almost saying like Keith,
Of course, he
keep
gave
the
him a tip
$10.
for his, yeah.
Right? But I don't. I wait. Now I call up my friend Greg, who's the next class over. I'm like, Greg, open the door, let the kids in. I'll be right back. Right? He's like, yeah, no problem. I walk in. As soon as I walk in the side door of the school, there's one of my students walking with the principal, and I'm like, oh no. Like one of my students who I'm supposed to be in class with.
Breakfast Club.
And I'm holding a plastic bag with a microphone in it, and the kid turns around and he goes, oh, there he is. And the principal goes, oh, we found you. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot there was no community period.
You should have
today.
said I got this for the podcast.
I did.
At work, yeah.
I was like, oh, I was buying this for the podcast, and I forgot there was no community period. And he was very cool about it. I didn't get an email. I didn't get a come talk to me later or anything like that.
I come play with your phone calls when you're not here, Steve. Don't worry about it.
So I have this microphone now, and in order to make the popping of my peas go away, I put a sock over it. I took one of Joe's black socks and put it over my long microphone, and Mike keeps...
It's not that.
No.
I gotta get a picture of it from my side. The light in the back, I can't get it.
Yeah.
It's the shape of it. How you put the
sock on?
The sock on. Joe, come around to where I am. You'll see. Sit in my chair.
I could... It looks funny from where I'm sitting.
No. Look right here. You see it? You see it?
Yeah, I know. I get it. It looks like...
You come around in my chair.
No, I'm all right.
Steve.
I'm all right. Oh, all right. Hold on.
You have no idea what this looks like.
All right. Oh, yeah, it's got a seam.
Yeah.
Like down the mushroom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh, boy.
All these poor people in the diner. We're playing chairs, laughing.
All right.
I can't get the picture.
All right, so our main topic is brought to you by bagadicks.com, which is our sponsor.
No, our last story was.
Right. If you need a really cool novelty gift, which is a whole bunch of miniature candy penises, go to bagadicks.com. You can get a singing telegram, but with the singing bag of dicks. You can get the evil bag of dicks, or you can just get a plain old bag of dicks.
My favorite part of your party was when we brought up that we have a sponsor.
To your wife.
Yeah, and she was like...
You don't get money from them.
I was like, no, we will at some point. She's like, what is it? I'm like, it's little candy penises. She's like, who would buy that? I'm like, Sebastian bought one for Steve. She's like, she was so shocked that people are interested in us or cared enough about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But, yeah, check them out, bagadicks.com, for all your bag of dicks needs.
And don't forget our promo code.
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Joe. You get a 10% discount.
Steve's microphone at the end.
10% discount at bagadicks.com/dinnerpodcast, or if at checkout in the promo section, you can type in the code dinnerpodcast to receive 10% off your very own Bag of Dicks. So now on to the main topic, Star Wars. So
The Last Jedi.
I don't want to go too deep into it like we normally do because I don't think it's necessary. How'd you like it scale of Transformers the John Wick's love for his dog?
It's much closer to John Wick.
Okay.
So like a 6 or a 7.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
6 or a 7?
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
You liked it as much as him?
I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite.
It's
but
not my
I enjoyed
favorite,
It.
but if I ranked it, it's going to be way close to the top.
Did
I got
you say it was
issues
your
with it.
favorite one last week?
No,
It was your favorite thing of the year, wasn't
Empire's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Like Empire's my favorite. I don't know. New Hope, Rogue One,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then this.
it? Oh, you like Rogue One?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so do I. I love Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this like a 4. 3 or 4. I did not enjoy this movie very much. I thought it looked amazing.
Best looking Star Wars movie anyone's done.
I don't know. I think Rogue One looked really good.
This had a very different look. Rogue One had a very like dirty, lived-in world,
I loved
like
it.
where spies would live.
Yeah.
This had a very different.
But the
look.
Empire looked great in Rogue One.
Yeah,
Krennic looked amazing in Rogue One.
Come on, that's the scene in this movie in Snoke's kind of throne room.
Spoiler
Yes.
alert. Spoiler
Yeah, we're
alert.
gonna spoil
Everything's
the hell out of
spoilers.
this. But that scene in the throne room
Yes.
is visually gorgeous.
That's the thing with this movie. I liked scenes, but I didn't like the story. They were
Okay.
great scenes that I really, really enjoyed. And like I said, it looked great and it sounded great. It sounded like a Star Wars film because
Yep.
it was John Williams, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he pulled in a lot of the old
Yeah.
themes, like the chase with the Millennium Falcon. The music in that
Yeah.
scene, like, oh my god,
It sounded and it
Yeah.
looked like it should have.
Yep.
And there were scenes that I loved. I loved the opening scene with Poe shooting out the gun turrets. How
Yeah.
freaking cool was
Yeah,
that?
amazing.
I loved the Petronian guards, the red guards in the throne
They were
room.
great.
Yep.
Amazing.
I think this one has the best lightsaber fight out of any Star Wars.
It was,
That was a
it was
pretty
very
lightsaber
cool.
fight.
Because
Very
I don't like the ones in the first movies because they're
Yeah.
too over the top and ridiculous, like all the flipping and spinning.
Yeah, yeah.
And the ones in the old movies are, they're for what they are, they're okay, but they're really old looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one, it kind of took its like footing from the original movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then moved on and updated that.
Right.
Like they went too far in the old movies.
Yes.
It looked like
In the-
it actually looked like a fight.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down and dirty.
Yep.
Like, I really enjoyed it.
And the problem I have with this movie is that there isn't a single likable character in this whole movie. I liked Force Awakens.
What's wrong with Rey?
I like Rey, but I want her to earn something. She hasn't earned anything.
Yeah,
and I want her I want her.
What did Luke Skywalker earn?
Luke Skywalker went to Dagobah and trained.
Yeah, but did he?
Yes.
He put.
Or they told you he
put a
did.
Muppet on his back and he ran around.
But at least they told
and then he
you-
cut his a head off of an imaginary Darth Vader.
But at least they told you he trained for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, with her, I didn't see a point in a lot of the scenes. There was no consequence for anything. Like she went to this island to see Luke, and really nothing happened. She really didn't learn anything from being on the island.
You go there to learn about Luke,
right?
and you learn that he is
And he's
broken.
not Luke.
No, he's broken. He's broken because the religion he believed in.
Yeah.
It was almost like he spent his whole life believing in heaven and died, and they're like, no heaven, and he's broken.
Mm-hmm.
He's broken because what the Jedi were supposed to be, it isn't. And like he sees through the bullshit of it now. They're like, yeah, the Jedi, there were some good parts, but there was as much like the Jedi existed. They were supposed to be amazing. We let an empire, Palpatine take over the Senate, then an empire rise, and all the Jedi died. Maybe the Jedi weren't as amazing as everyone remembers.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of allude to that, like Jedi weren't as amazing. It's the memory of the Jedi are bigger, and he actually does that in this movie. The memory of me is bigger than what I actually am. Because he says, "What do you expect me to do?
Yeah.
Go with a laser sword and fight the whole, take on the whole First Order?"
Right.
And like he's saying, like the memory of what Luke Skywalker is, the deeds that are told are bigger than what he actually was. And then he goes and does that.
But
he's like, I will just be a deed.
Right.
Like the legend of a Jedi is more important. The principles and ideas are more important than the actual Jedi. Like what they were. The organization was kind of not as important as the idea of being of the Jedi.
You know, Mark Hamill hated this.
Yeah,
character.
and he came back and said, yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's because he wants to be the Mary Sue, like that solves all the problems. But it would be silly if he started jumping around doing flips.
No, I don't dislike what they.
Like I thought that end for him was great. I really enjoyed it.
I thought the end. I think Luke Skywalker, who 6 movies have been made about. Star Wars could have been called the Skywalker Legacy.
You have to get away from that.
That's fine.
You have to get away
but
from that.
But he has to go down better than how he goes down.
He went down as a legend.
He went down as a hologram.
No, but no one else knows that.
I do.
Yeah, but see, like, as far as the world, the universe knows, the Last Jedi,
right? I understand.
Walked out onto a battlefield,
right?
Confronted an army by himself. Like, that's what the Last Jedi did,
right?
Like, Last Jedi is more about the legacy of the Jedi that he's leaving. Do you know what I mean?
No, I understand what it was. Yeah. I get the symbolism behind it. I just don't. I think there could have been a better way to do it.
I think a lot of the like fanboys don't see any of the symbolism. They're just like, the guy I liked isn't the same way as I liked him, and this is not what I'm used to.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't do. I don't want any more Luke Skywalker. I don't want any more Skywalker family stories.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I wanted him. The only reason that she goes to that island is to become a better Jedi.
And I
don't think she does.
No, because I think his point was like, don't be a Jedi. Jedi are done.
No, Luke doesn't say that.
Yeah, he
says that, but Luke doesn't say that.
What do you mean?
That's not a thing Luke would say.
Yes. If you
Luke was the only one who was like he had the only hope in the galaxy that Darth Vader could be good.
Right. Yeah. And how did that work out?
He ended up killing him, or he ended up he turned his father in the end.
Okay. And did that get rid of the Empire? No. First Order.
No.
And was he able to reestablish the Jedi?
No.
And was he able to...
Well, he almost did.
He wasn't even able to save his nephew.
But he wasn't about saving his nephew. He created his nephew.
Right, because
he mentally broke before being on the island.
Right, because he was so concerned about what happened to his father happening to his son. Oh, to his nephew. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's a guy who has lost faith in his religion.
And you know what it is, too? The Luke Skywalker stuff is the stuff I liked the most out of this movie. I liked the Jedi stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
The stuff I disliked the most was Poe.
I didn't mind Poe.
Well, I don't mind Poe as a character, but I don't like the way they used him, because they tried to make him Han Solo and it didn't work. They tried to make him funny, and it was over the top. Like, the jokes that they used, they were modern day 2017 jokes that would not have been said in a galaxy far, far away. Like when he's like I'm holding for Hux. No one holds in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
Who's calling up Dell and holding for someone to fix their computer? Nobody. So that joke doesn't make sense in that world.
No, yeah, I get it. That I understand that.
John Boyega calls Phasma Chrome Dome. Who says Chrome Dome unless you're Max Headroom in 1980? Who says
no,
this?
I get that. And I think I honestly think that's the Marvel effect on all movies.
Right. I was listening to I think it was Not Another Nerdy podcast, and he's like, there's a difference between, because there's comedy in the original Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of comedy, and there's lots of laughs.
Yep.
But there's a difference between comedy and quippiness, and Marvel is quippy. One-liners, quick one-liners.
Correct.
And that's what they're doing
trying to
here.
get that feel.
Yeah.
And see, you know why I kind of liked Poe? In the first Star Wars movie, Star Wars, New Hope, which we call it now, I think that movie works because the entire time you're hearing about all this, like Jedi and laser swords, Han Solo's almost outside the movie going, like this, it's all a little silly.
Yeah.
He kind of says that about everything the entire time. He's like, hokey religions. And Poe kind of does that.
Right.
Where he's like, what's the plan?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, in his mind, he's the one that makes it okay for this all to be ridiculous because he sees it as ridiculous.
Right.
Which I think is really important to selling a Star Wars story. I think you need that character who's on the outside being like, none of this makes sense to me either.
I've been in the battlefield. This isn't how it works.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's a hotshot pilot.
Yeah.
I want him to be Maverick.
And he's an amazing pilot.
I want him to be Maverick
that scene
really
at
bad.
the beginning is amazing.
Yeah. But dude, he gets so many people killed. He's a very bad leader. He's reckless.
Yeah, but he's not a leader.
He's
I think that's the point.
Right.
She's trying to say, you're not a leader.
Right.
You're a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Leia doesn't put him in his place. The new girl puts him in his place.
Yeah.
And why is she wearing an evening gown?
I don't know.
Like, has any general in any movie worn like a tuxedo onto the battlefield? No, they wear an army outfit with
Hux wore a big ridiculous cape. Not Hux.
George Washington.
Krennic.
Yeah, but it was an army cape. George Washington? Is that a tuxedo?
It comes close to one.
Yeah, it's dress wear.
I guess so.
The character I had a complaint about is Hux.
Yes.
I had to complain about Hux because here's why. What is Hux in charge of? The entire First Order.
Yeah.
Like the Navy, the
But in
everything.
reality, he's in charge of nothing. He's a puppet.
But he is so incompetent. How did he get
I don't
to
think
that
he's
level?
incompetent. I just think he's a pushover.
How'd you have gotten there? If you look at people who lead military now, like Norman Schwarzkopf or like Colin Powell, they're put together, really competent men.
Maybe he bought a lot of microphones.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like
I know
he
what
was
you
too. And I think what would have sold that movie better is if he was so straight laced.
Yeah.
And then you have Kylo Ren, who's so wild and like flying off the handle. If he was so straight laced, like it's like this is what we should do, and Kylo Ren's like, no, you know.
But there's a point in the movie
Being
where
run by emotion, when the other guys run by logic and discipline.
Well, there's a point in the movie where Hux reveals to Snoke how he went about tracking them through light speed, and Snoke's really impressed with him.
Yeah.
You know, so there is definitely
I think they could have played them off each other better. They're both kind of like goofy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is almost childish with smashing his helmet and stuff. Like he's so wild and impetuous. I would like to have seen a real straight-laced, like what's his name from the first movie, where Vader's choking everyone, and the old guy they brought back for Rogue One, and he's real straight-laced, like the military guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're the opposites. Tarkin is very like, I'm a military guy.
Yeah.
We don't do stuff like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't like Kylo Ren in this movie.
Oh, I liked Kylo Ren.
He was fine.
What didn't you like about him?
I liked the Force stuff and I liked the Jedi stuff.
What didn't you like about him?
Like you said, the childish stuff.
He's childish.
But they're trying to. He's a.
But it worked to his advantage too many times. You know, like at some point something's got to go wrong.
Everything. Well, he hasn't accomplished anything.
No.
He's a very bad Sith Lord, leader, bad guy. I mean, he's gotten what has he accomplished?
He's now in charge of the First Order.
Yes.
Well,
he's the supreme leader,
and he kind of fell into that.
You want to know my honest? I walked out of this movie going, "Hey, Kylo Ren's the best villain they've done so far." Because
I loved Snoke, dude. The 10 minutes he was in it.
Darth Vader was so evil, and he's so evil. He's just evil for the first two movies.
Right.
Like you don't see any humanity in him at all. They give him humanity in the third one. No one is pure evil, and I love that. Like even Hitler, I'm sure, like smiled at a puppy. You know what I mean? Like Darth Vader was so evil, and the Emperor was so evil. This guy has shades of good and bad, and that's why I like him.
Yeah,
like he's conflicted about what he's doing. Like when he can't kill his mom.
Yeah.
He's so conflicted about it.
Oh, I like Kylo.
Yeah.
I like Kylo Ren. I think they wasted two very good characters, one of which I think is going to come back. I think Captain Phasma is going to come back. I think
Luke's going to come back.
Dude, as a Force Ghost. Yeah, of course. But I think Phasma is going to be the Boba Fett of today.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. Boba Fett's kind of a useless character in all the movies, too. Right. He's my favorite character.
I love Phasma.
Like, what does Boba Fett do? He gets hit in the back and flies into the side of a ship and falls down into the pit. Yeah.
The only pop I have from Star Wars is Phasma. I bought a Captain Phasma one.
She looks amazing.
Yep. The scene with her when she was fighting, before she got her ass kicked by Finn, who would never kick her ass.
Right.
It was a really cool fight. But I think she's going to be that, you never see her die, but you just assume she dies and she comes back all the time.
Yeah.
Because they had a really good run of a comic book with her about how she got off the Starkiller base.
Yeah, just do that again.
Yeah, just do it again. And how she got off that ship before the floor blew up or whatever, what happened with it. Let's talk about Rose and Finn.
Second act's bad.
Who was I was so disappointed in their stuff and their storyline. There was no point.
The second act, and that's what is lowering this movie for me.
Yeah.
Like, I like the beginning.
Yeah.
It starts out great.
Yeah.
I care about the characters. I love the end. I thought the end is... The beginning and the end reminded me of Star Wars when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Made me smile.
Yes.
I was happy. The middle's rough.
There was no point in it.
No, there wasn't.
And they fail.
Everyone fails.
And
But that's the theme of the movie is failure is okay.
But there was no consequence in the failure. Like everything... If you take out if you take out their storyline,
you could take it out.
Nothing in the movie changes.
No, I agree with you. I agree, and that's why I think it's inconsequential what they did.
Right.
Yeah.
You and I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like that scene was meant for something else, like a Lando.
Yeah.
Or
so what I heard was
cameo.
that they wanted to put Lando in this movie, and that
in the role of the Codebreaker,
that he would be the guy running the casino planet.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he was the guy running. The Cloud City.
Yeah.
But I guess he can't pull it off anymore, Billy D. Williams. He's not kind of suave enough to pull. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I've read on the internet. I don't know. I saw pictures of him. The guy looks fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think that would have been made it better if you were like, oh, Lando. You know what I mean?
I don't think that would have made it. What would have made it better for me? Either something went horribly wrong because they failed, or they got the job done, and it moved the story along. Like they go there to figure out them tracking them through
the code breaking.
Right.
Yeah. Again, that was weak.
Which they throw at you without any explanation, which is how they're getting tracked through light speed, and some janitor, because that's what Rose is, isn't she? She's like a nobody in like the dungeon down below. She's the one who figures out.
I thought she was like a mechanic.
They don't really tell you.
Probably as inconsequential as a moisture farmer.
Right. But
And that's why I'm okay with that. She comes up from nothing and is the hero, the main character of the movie.
That's fine, but how does she figure out how they're tracking through?
No, he figures it out.
No, they both do.
Oh,
they see W figure it out together, where they say each other's lines. You know, where Barry and what's her face has to finish each other's other sentences.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to argue that storyline. I don't like that storyline. The middle storyline's kind of weak.
Oh, it's so bad.
And it just seemed like they wanted to put a Cantina style scene in, where you can have lots of cool characters.
Yeah, and then you get the cameo from Maz again, which was useless.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Why call her? Who has her number? Why does Finn have her number? Why are you calling the bartender?
Because Han's the one who knew her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Han's dead.
No, I don't know how Finn would have known her.
Yeah.
Or Poe.
And why would she know the answer to this? You have to break in. Somehow you know that you have to break on into a Star Destroyer.
No, I'm with you. The middle's weak.
And I know who to call. Maz Kanata will know exactly what to do.
I guess what they're saying is like she's like the most underworld of underworld because of what she runs.
Sure.
You know?
And why is she in the middle of a firefight? And why is she answering her phone in the middle of a firefight? That was so stupid.
Oh, it was just to make jokes.
Yeah, it was so
I'm with
stupid.
you. I'm with you. That second act seemed weak. And
I was hoping Rose died the entire time.
What I've also read was they had fully intended to kill Poe in the first movie. Fully intended.
Yeah.
Everyone loved, what's his name?
Finn.
No,
Poe.
The actor.
Oh yeah, whatever his name is.
Like
Ex Machina.
the whole cast loved him.
Yeah.
And when they started going through the script, everyone loved the character. So they're like, all right, we'll just keep him.
Yeah.
But now you essentially have two Han Solo type characters, where I think one was supposed to be Finn and the other.
Right.
Now you have Poe. And what do you do with the two of them?
Right.
And I think that's where they're struggling. Like they're the same character.
I like Finn. I just think they didn't use him right.
Yeah, because I don't. What do you do? Because like if he was on the ship doing the Poe Dameron part, and they didn't have that middle section, you'd be like, all right, cool.
Right.
You know.
Because then at the end, when he's about to run his ship
They should have let him die.
They
Yes.
should have let him do it.
Yes, because it would have redeemed him as a character.
So now, if say you're in love with someone,
Yeah.
okay, Mike, and someone's about to sacrifice themselves for the better of the
You sacrifice
world.
yourself in their place.
One of two things: you either sacrifice yourself in
Yes.
their place, or two, ram your plane into them. Is that what you do? Like when you want to save somebody's life?
Yeah. No, listen.
You ram your plane into their plane. What an idiot! And they were both fine afterwards.
Well, no, she's not fine.
Oh, she's not fine?
She ends up the same way he ended up in the first
Oh,
movie.
I hope she dies. I hope Rose dies.
Rose, will you stop being an idiot? Your heart's in the right place, Rose, but I don't know where the hell your brain is.
Rose. Dear, sweet, single-digit IQ Rose.
If you're gonna make fun of somebody, make fun of Rose. Go ahead, stand up and say it. My name is Rose, and I'm an idiot.
Shut up, Rose.
Oh, shut up, Rose. Oh, shut up, Rose.
Shut up, Rose. Shut up, Rose.
Shut up, Rose.
Shut up, Rose.
She was terrible, though. Hated her.
No, I agree. Their storylines, I don't know what you do, though.
Yeah. What about the Porgs?
I thought they were great.
You like the Porgs?
I thought they were in the movie just enough. You know what they're there for? My kids.
Yes.
My 7-year-old thought they were amazing.
I kind of like the Ice Foxes
She
better.
laughed at the jokes with the Porgs.
Yeah.
She loved them. And they're Ewoks, but not to the point where they bother you like Ewoks did. Like, I was like, these are great.
They were only in it for 10 seconds.
They're great. I'm like, they served their purpose. They were great. My kids love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love them. Because Star Wars isn't for me anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't about selling me on Star Wars. You got me.
Do you
I'm
think
buying Star Wars things. It's about selling it to my kids.
Do you think they had plenty of opportunities to kill off Leia, and they didn't. And I think they should have, in my opinion. They had number one, she gets blasted into space.
Yeah.
They didn't have to make her.
She Mary Poppins that shit.
She Mary
Yeah.
Poppins that shit.
Yeah.
She Mary Poppins, y'all.
I liked that though. That like
that was fine.
Deep down, she's a
Jedi.
Jedi.
Yeah. No, and I was like, I
She
turned
just
to
went a
Nicole, I'm
different
like,
path.
see? I was like, yeah, she's force sensitive
Yeah.
apparently.
She just went a different path.
I think she should have been the one to light speed her ship.
I agree with you.
Through the battalion or
But
whatever.
everyone can't be smarter than all the people at Disney. You know what I mean? Like they have to have some plan for her that we're not seeing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought they had an opportunity
I agree.
to make her go out a hero.
Right.
She could have went out.
And she's
as-
still like they may have some plan moving forward. I don't know what you do now though.
That scene was effing cool.
Amazing.
Amazing scene.
Amazing.
When it all went silent.
Yeah.
And the whole theater is
Yeah,
silent.
'cause there's no explosions in space.
Yeah.
It was great because you pan out of the ship.
Right.
That was great.
Yeah.
I thought that was, and it was stunning to look at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah.
You brought up the whole ramming the ship into the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
If she knew that was a plan from the get-go,
Oh, that wasn't a plan.
That wasn't a plan.
That wasn't a plan.
No, she started doing that because they started shooting at the escape pods.
Yeah, her plan was
thing
the
like,
transports.
I'm just going to
Transports.
drive this thing and they're going to kill me.
but no,
eventually.
they had the plan to get everybody off of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
they knew. Why not just tell Poe what
Because
that plan
I think
was?
she thought there was a spy on board. She
Yeah.
doesn't know how to be tracked.
Oh,
She
okay.
doesn't know. They MacGyvered that in the basement.
Got it.
You know, for far as she
No,
knows.
they told them.
Yeah, but she doesn't like. As far as she knows, there's a spy.
Yeah.
Or like he's kind of reckless. Like I don't tell a lot of my employees why I make the decisions I make. I go,
Yeah.
I'm in charge here.
And you brought up Snoke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Snoke. I loved him.
I liked him.
He's good.
But now, like,
I think they wasted him.
all that mystery of who he was and
Okay.
why and what.
You want his backstory?
I don't need his backstory.
No, you don't.
I want more of him now.
Because you know what stinks?
What?
The Emperor's backstory
Yeah.
Right.
stinks.
I don't even know the Emperor's backstory. To be honest with you, I don't
Yeah,
even know
you
what it
do.
is.
The first 3 movies.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about him. I just know he's the supreme leader.
But like, you know what I mean?
Or the
like,
Emperor.
You at the end of
I don't know
Return
where
of
he
the-
came
The end
from.
of Return of the Jedi. I wasn't like, I wonder how he got. Like, you don't care.
No, I don't care about Snoke
Yeah.
either. I just want more of Snoke.
Yeah.
He's the most powerful Force user you've ever seen in any movie. No one has ever done what he's done in these movies. And why was Kylo so able to trick him with his mind, where Kylo has trouble beating up everybody? Kylo never has.
Oh, because I think the idea behind that scene was he just saw violence in Kylo's, like, because he says, I see him turning on the lightsaber and
Yeah.
cutting you down.
Right.
But he was kind of like, all he was seeing was that was what he was intending. He was intending violence, but he almost didn't know where it was directed.
See, with what I get out of that is Kylo is projecting thoughts into his
Maybe.
mind. That's what I'm getting out of it.
But then Rey is stronger than him because when he goes to talk to her and do that shit, it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, she's being
So-
thrown around like a rag doll, and she's obviously the most
Or
powerful
resisting
Jedi.
all of them.
Right, right. And there was a lot of, not that this bothered me because I kind of wish that they went soft reboot, but they didn't. This was the worst soft reboot I've seen, kind of. Like where The Force Awakens is a straight up
New movie,
reboot
yeah.
of A New Hope or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, 100%.
This one is they take little things from Jedi, they take little things from Empire.
yeah.
Like, you know, the opening scene, they're getting off of, they're trying to get away from a planet.
Yeah, it's like Hoth.
Just like Hoth.
Yep.
When
Planet they land on's a lot like Hoth, too.
when Rey says, I gotta go back and turn Kylo because I know he can be turned. That's what Luke did with his father. When they take him to the chamber with the Supreme Leader. And
Yeah.
a lot of these things are
more
the
like
same.
It's more like Jedi.
Yeah. But I wish they would have just either redone that or,
But see, like,
or make a
in
brand new
my
movie.
mind, and maybe this is kind of the brilliance of what they done. All the old people, we give you a movie that's exactly like what the old movies. The first movie is exactly like, you know, 4 and 7 are the
Right.
same movie. Now you do 8, where you're starting to make a departure, and you're like, hey, we're still giving you a little bit of what you like, but we're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
And now you can jump over on 9 and do something completely different. Like, I think you need to make a 10 or 15 year jump at the end of this movie now.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to watch them building up the resistance. You want to jump to it being built now.
Yeah.
And the legend of Luke Skywalker has grown, you know?
Yeah.
I got a feeling 9's going to be a reboot of 5 and 6 because you're going to find out that Rey is a part of the Skywalker family.
Oh, God. I really hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't do that. I mean, it's still wide open, but I don't think they should do that.
And that was the thing that didn't bother me either.
I love that she's from nowhere.
Yeah, I love that she's from nowhere.
I would rather that.
We can go outside the Skywalker. Like, you can tell all these stories now about whatever.
You can have her on an adventure trying to find who her parents were, where they came from, a new planet,
I'm
a new
fine
universe.
with that. Like, go outside of... Like, you have to obviously tie up now whatever's going to go on with her and Kylo Ren. But, yeah, like, I think they're still leaving it open that, like, they're siblings.
Yeah.
That's why they're so connected.
Yeah, I think they're
like
siblings,
Luke
too.
and Leia are.
But
I really would dislike that. I love that, like, you're nothing.
Yeah.
But I still like you. Like, like he negged her, like at a bar. He's like, you're nothing, but I think you're important.
I think they're brother and sister.
Me too. But I would, I really like the idea of she's nothing.
Yeah.
And we don't have to always be in this one line, this one family. Because you have 6 movies about this one, 7 movies about this one family.
Yeah. So overall, yeah, you guys liked it. I didn't like it so much. The more I talk to you about it, I think the more I like it. But
I saw it twice.
The middle.
Did you? Did you like it better the second time?
I did.
That's what I heard. It's better on the second viewing.
I'll watch it again. The middle part really takes me out of it.
I think the internet has done this movie a disservice because there's a small, really vocal group that's saying it's terrible. It's made $1 billion already in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
it's already beat Rogue One.
The one thing that I didn't...
It's not better than Rogue One.
I didn't
It
understand.
already did more money.
But I don't care, but
Really?
it's not better.
This is already in the top 20 of all-time grossing movies.
Rogue One is so...
This is gonna end in the top 10.
Wow.
You mentioned the whole part where Luke and Darth Vader, he's trying to turn him to the good side.
Yeah.
And he kind of does. Now, the only thing that really like irked me watching this again was he did that for his father. And he's training Ben, and the first sign of darkness, his first response is, let's kill him.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even know, like, and I think that's what broke him.
Yeah.
Like, he succumbed to the dark side there. Like, I'm afraid of something, I'm going to act out of anger and fear, which is what Yoda tells him at the beginning, is what leads you to the dark side is fear and anger. Yeah. Those lead to the dark side. And I loved how they told that story from both sides. When Luke does it,
right,
he's like regal looking and like he's going to do a good thing, and then they show it from Kylo's point of view and he looks like a crazy person.
Yeah.
And what's the truth? Probably somewhere in the middle, and I love how they left that kind of ambiguous.
Did you guys like Yoda in the movie?
Yeah.
I did.
I liked it.
I don't think he looked great.
I thought he looked fine.
He looked a little puppety.
I think it was the original puppet.
It might have. Yeah. And maybe I'm so used to seeing the CGI'd version now.
I kind of like that it was a puppet.
But I loved that he was like young Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I loved that Yoda came back.
Yeah,
I love that Yoda came back. I think it's better than Obi-Wan coming back, or better than like his dad. Like, I love that it was Yoda.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. How about you give Tony a nice lead into Comic Book Corner?
Take it away, Tony. Pew pew.
Comic Book Corner, brought to you by Comic Book Jones, located at 2220 Forest Avenue in Staten Island, and Royal Collectibles at 9601 Metropolitan Avenue in Queens, New York. Visit these fine establishments for all of your comic book needs.
All right, so this week we have an interview from Mr. J.M. Taylor of On the Square Comics. I met Jay at the New Jersey...
Why does a Taylor write comics?
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, not that kind of Taylor.
See what you did there.
I met Jay at the New Jersey Comic Expo. He was nice. He was sitting there drawing one of the coolest Deadpool pictures that I saw that day.
Right.
It was great. It was big too. It was probably 11 by 17, full sketching it out. He was doing the inks at that point. And I just went over to him like, "Would you mind giving an interview for my podcast?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So, so we're gonna take a listen to my interview with J.M. Taylor of On the Square Comics. Hope you enjoy it. Hey everybody, I'm here with Jay Taylor at New Jersey Comic Con. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
I'm very well. Could you tell me about some of the stuff that you created?
Sure, absolutely. So Centralia is our creator-owned book. It's a sci-fi murder mystery. It combines the best elements of Dune, Casablanca, and Star Wars.
Okay.
We've got 3 issues out. The first came out back in 2015. In 2016, the second issue, and then the third issue, which completes the first story arc, just came out about 2 months ago. We're pretty excited to kind of bring that first arc to a close, kind of find out who's who and what's what on the world of Centralia. And so it's been a lot of fun. We also have some other books that we do through On the Square Comics, which is my imprint. We have our book Opposing Forces, which is a formation of a superhero team. It's kind of our homage or love letter to 1970s Marvel and DC Comics. And then we also have a couple of other things that are on the website, on thesquarecomics.com, that haven't been published yet. But we've got a book called Utopia Broken, and then we've got a book called Tales of the Lightning Legion. So those are two other things that we're pretty excited about.
Where can people find you on the internet as far as Facebook, Instagram?
Sure. So on Instagram is my primary place where I post stuff as far as artwork goes. That's just my name, Jaym Taylor. There is a On the Square Comics Facebook page that you can go to and like, and you'll get updates as to everything that we've got coming up. I don't really do Twitter much. It's just not really for an artist. It's not my thing. So that's kind of like the deal.
I love the Deadpool art you're working on right here. How long have you been drawing for? Your whole life, apparently?
Well, I've been drawing my whole life. Professionally, I've been doing this since probably 2013. Okay. I do have kind of a full-time other gig, right? But it's really flexible, and I've had some success in that industry, so it's freed me up to have some time to work on art. As far as training and things like that go, I'm always want to make sure to spotlight the classwork that I did with a group called comicsexperience.com. So if any of your listeners out there are aspiring creators, I highly recommend checking out their website. They run classes for artwork, writing, editing, lettering, coloring, any element of comic production that you want to do. They have a class to help you level up.
Excellent. I've been to the Kubert School of Art for a little bit.
Go.
That's pretty cool. I was in over my head a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's
but yeah, it looks great. You doing commissions here today?
I am doing commissions today. Basically, any character, any genre. Right now, what Steve was looking at on the table is just a Deadpool. I'm just doing on spec. Yeah. Just throwing it out there and putting it on the table. Usually, most times at comic shows, I'll have something out there that I just did to kind of say, hey, I just did this. Too many artists at shows, head down the whole time. They're not really engaging with the public. Right. I'm one of those guys, luckily enough that I don't mind talking to people while I work or drawing and, kind of drawing on the spot. It's kind of like my gig. I don't care. I'll just draw and talk to you at the same time. So, yep.
Jay, thanks a lot for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Great to meet you. Thanks.
Yeah, well, there you go. Jay was a very charismatic guy. He had a lot to say. Very entertaining guy. Check him out. www.onthesquarecomics.com and anywhere else that he said it in the interview. I'm sure he said something in the interview about where you can find him. So that leads us into Comic Book Corner. Joe, did you read any books this week?
I just read Doomsday Clock.
All right, Doomsday Clock, issue 2 this week. So from what I can remember, because I read it a couple days ago, Rorschach and Ozymandias.
You forgot a couple days ago.
There's a lot of words.
So many words. Oh, no, I love that they are doing it almost exactly like the look of it looks exactly like Watchmen.
Right.
It's like the 9 panels per page, or 9 panels per page kind of thing.
So it kind of tells the story of the two thieves that get broken out of jail.
Right. The mime and I forget the girl's name.
And then it kind of culminates in Dr. Manhattan as well.
Well, Ozymandias and Rorschach are looking for Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
So they don't know where he is. So they use the two people that they broke out of jail to do a bank robbery or something.
Right.
To kind of, I don't know if it was a bank, but they to do a crime. And that kind of draws Dr. Manhattan out of hiding because they're trying to find him. That's what they wanted to do.
I couldn't tell if that robbery was in the past or
no, I think that was present. Because then they tracked his trail of radiation to wherever, because he leaves Earth, wherever they are on, whatever planet they're on. I think it's Earth. And they trail his radiation
to our Earth,
to Gotham City.
Okay.
So Dr. Manhattan's in Gotham City. That's when they split up. Rorschach and Ozymandias are like, okay. Ozymandias figures out we have to talk to the two most intelligent people on this planet. And Rorschach, and they're like Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor. And Rorschach goes, well, which one do you want? Because they're going to split up and find one each. And Ozymandias goes, well, of course I want the smarter one. And you don't know who he's going to go find, but Rorschach goes after Batman and Ozymandias goes after Lex Luthor. And that's kind of where it ends. Like, they find Batman and Rorschach meet in the Batcave, and they don't say anything to each other. And then Ozymandias and Lex Luthor have this conversation.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to tie this with metal at some point?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's two different.
Like that, but like
that would be something.
Wouldn't that be an amazing? Like, here's the cherry on top.
That would be
They
something.
tie them together. Like, why is he in Gotham? Because he knows this is happening.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Because Ozymandias and Rorschach figure out that when they come into Gotham City, they go to a database, and they find out there are so many costume heroes.
Yeah, they can't believe how many superheroes there are.
And they're like, did he do this because of what happened in our world? Did he make these heroes to prevent things from happening? And in their mind, is he one of these heroes?
Right.
Yeah, so now you're thinking, is Superman actually Dr. Manhattan kind of thing?
So they're trying to figure out...
No, it's really cool.
Crazy world.
It got cool.
But Rorschach goes into Wayne Manor, eats Batman's pancakes that Alfred leaves for him, and stumbles onto the Batcave, and then it's just Batman and Rorschach at the end of the comic, just face to face.
It's like, what are you doing here? Or like, who are you and whatever. And then that's how that part ends. And I forget what Lex and Ozymandias talk about.
They kind of have the same conversation, but someone goes to shoot Ozymandias. He ducks and it hits back. Lex, and it's the comedian.
Yeah, the comedian's in Gotham City.
But
alive.
he's dead too.
Nope, he's alive. You don't know how. That's how it ends. That's like the cliffhanger. So I'm in.
Yeah,
definitely in.
It's they're between that and Metal. I'm hooked on DC.
Yeah.
And we read the Batman. We talked about the Batman last week, and those are pretty good too.
So I read Hawkman Down. Oh, Hawkman Found.
Right, which I heard was great.
Yeah, it's another Dark Knights book.
Is it good?
It's very. It's kind of it gives you a backstory. It's not as good as the other Dark Knights books, because it just tells you how Hawkman became like the gatekeeper for Barbados, who was the ultimate baddie.
Okay.
In the whole thing. It's visually beautiful, man. What a well done book.
Who draws it?
Beats me, man. I can't remember. Basically, Hawkman. Remember at the beginning there was the Forge?
Yep.
The Forge is where all the universes are made. So out of this Forge, you see all these different planets coming out of it, and all these different universes come out of it. He was the guy who manned the Forge, and someone took him out of that to kind of let the Forge go unguarded.
And it got destroyed.
And it's going out of control. And that's how Barbados took control of the Forge, kind of thing, which is pretty cool. Again, it's I had to go back and buy some Hawkman books just to kind of understand Hawkman a little better, because I didn't really read Hawkman a lot. So I went on the Comixology. They had a huge DC sale. I got Blackest Night. I got 2 Hawkman graphic novels that have about 14 books total between the two of them.
Right.
And I got Booster Gold, who is called 52 Pickup, which is about the 52, the new 52 universes. All for $20. So I got 4 graphic novels, $5 each on Comixology. So check that out. But I read a lot of other stuff too. I read a new book. I caved in and bought a Marvel book because all I've been doing is reading Batman, and I love Batman, but it's all Batman that I've been reading. So I bought Tales of Suspense, Hawkeye, and the Winter Soldier.
Is it good?
I loved the first issue. I really enjoyed the first issue. If you read Hawkeye, the original Hawkeye from 2015, I think I mentioned that a couple of weeks back. That's a really good book, and it's in the same kind of vein. Black Widow dies in Secret Empire.
Right.
Hawkeye doesn't think she's dead. What he's realizing is that in the 3 weeks, because the book takes place 3 weeks after Secret Empire ends, in the 3 weeks that have passed, all these Hydra people are being assassinated in a way that he thinks Black Widow would have done it. So he thinks Black Widow is killing all these guys. So he's tracking these Hydra agents through Russia and all these other cities, trying to intercept Black Widow, trying to kill one of them. And the Winter Soldier is doing the same thing, but now the Winter Soldier thinks Hawkeye is killing them instead of Black Widow.
Right.
So they kind of converge in one place, and they're fighting each other. And Hawkeye's like, "Why are you killing all these people?" And Winter Soldier's like, "Why are you killing all these people?" And then they realize they're both looking for Black Widow.
Okay.
So that's what the first book was about. Did you read Batman Ninja Turtles? The second one?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that one already?
I think we did.
Huh.
No, we didn't.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think we did.
No. You like it?
Yeah, it's great.
It's just like the first one.
Oh, good.
It's just it's just as good.
Did you read the first one?
I did read the first one.
He's the one that shared it.
Oh,
with
yeah,
us.
you're right.
I read the first one.
Yeah.
I haven't
it's
picked
great.
this one up yet. I figured I'd just wait and get the whole
2
set.
issues in.
Bane took control of the Foot Clan, man.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's in control.
Okay.
Yep.
He bathed himself in the Lazarus pit, and he's taking control.
He's got control of the
League of Shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's got the foot, and he's got Bebop and Rocksteady.
And the League of Shadows.
Well, Bebop and Rocksteady were like, he's not our boss, screw him. And then Bane's like, you're coming with me. And they're like, okay, boss. Batman's pretty much just waiting his time till the venom runs out. He's like, he only has enough venom for like another couple of days, so let's just wait it out until he runs out of venom.
Oh, because he's not on that. They're not on that world.
No, Bane's in New York City.
Cool.
Bane's in the
Ninja Turtles world. Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got for comic books. I think it's time for social shit time.
It's time once again for your favorite segment. What time is it?
Social shit time!
All right.
This week on Social Shit Time, I did a Twitter poll about the Star Wars movie. And the question was, did you check one of the following? Did you like Star Wars? Yes, no, or kinda.
Okay.
We had 730 votes.
Wow.
Yeah, 730 votes. Thanks to the Mafia for putting it out there, and everybody in the Movie Pod Squad for putting it out there and taking the polls for us.
Wow,
Appreciate that. Yeah. And it was only a one-day post. Like, in one day, 700 people voted on it. 61% liked it.
Okay.
That would explain the $1 billion.
20% said kinda, and 19% said no, they did not. And we got several comments on it, so I'll just read a couple of them. So, from Weird With You podcast, at weird_with_you. Too many issues with the plot, structure, and the storytelling. I would have been willing to accept some of Rian Johnson's interpretations if the movie around them had been competent, but it was just a hot mess. The Fickle Fanboy said structure and plot holes that were supposed to have linked it to TFA. What's TFA? I don't know what TFA is. Structure and
Force Awakens.
The first Avenger.
Force Awakens, thank you. The first Avenger. Structure and plot holes that were supposed to have linked it to The Force Awakens.
Transformers again.
Heard it a bit, but as a total package, I loved it in a million more times than The Force Awakens and consider it the most solid Star Wars movie since the original trilogy. Jacob Rosenberg, at Jacob Rosenberg 14, says, The Last Jedi was fantastic. Steve Elias says, is there a don't give a monkey's shit option? Which there was not. It was yes, no, or kind of.
What?
So thanks, Steve. Steve wanted he doesn't give a shit option.
Oh.
Steve's a party pooper. Everyone has a pooper, and he's the pooper. Well Kept and Unclean podcast said, wasn't the best Star Wars movie ever, but still enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Somewhere between the prequels and the original trilogy. So that's what I have for the poll. I also have some tweets that I'd like to read. And Tom Van Zant sent me a text question for you.
For me?
For you, personally. Yeah. Nothing bad. From Appleby Creative. This is Nate from Aussie and the Palm.
Okay.
Says, great episode last week. Made my gym session fly by. Interesting top 10 lists, especially you, Steve, because they weren't expecting Ghost in the Shell to be anybody's number one.
Neither the people who made Ghost in the Shell. They're currently putting you on the DVD box.
I hope so.
Number one, Steve's list. Somebody liked this.
Phil Batista, our number 2 or 3 super fan.
Phil is...
He's killing it in Florida, bro.
He is really trying hard to get to the top of that list.
That's right.
We're all about it, Phil. Good job.
He says, such a good episode. Laughed my ass off as usual. I'm too dead for this shit.
Too dead for this shit.
I'm too dead for this shit. Had no idea they were rebooting Willow. Val Kilmer better be in it.
We're not 100% sure they're rebooting Willow either yet.
Eagerly
hasn't passed the fake news test.
Eagerly waited over 2 weeks and it was worth the wait. Hashtag happy little Christmas. Hashtag Riggs. Hashtag Lethal Weapon 4. So thanks, Phil, for that. Appreciate it. Love all your interactions with us. I'm sending Phil some pins.
Yeah.
I'm sending Phil some free pins.
Got stickers too.
And stickers, yes. I'll send you some stickers as well. I got this tweet today from our number 1 super fan at Librarian Kate. She says, I just put on Friends reruns for my mom, and John Wick is on Spike TV tonight at 9 in case you guys are bored. Isn't that sweet? She's telling us one of our favorite movies are on TV.
That's very sweet.
So I walk in today to Joe's house before we went to the diner, and what is he watching? John Wick.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Librarian Kate said this was on. It. So that's that. And then Tom Van Zant has a question for you, Mike. So he wrote to me this afternoon, hey brother, I listened to the to your latest episode. Great show as always. Tell Mike I feel his pain about spending all that time preparing the gifts for Christmas morning and having it all be done in about 20 minutes.
Not even, dude.
We actually only let the girls open one gift before we sit down and then have breakfast as a family. Then we have them open the rest of their presents.
Oh my God, those kids must be just grinding their plates into the table.
So it extends the whole thing.
That's not a bad idea.
It's fun too because they usually sit there during breakfast musing and guessing what is in their other presents.
That's a good idea. I thought that's like torture though. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Then he had a question here. Hey, ask Mike how annoying those fingerling things are that he got for his kids. I got them for my daughters and they are driving me fucking crazy.
Yes.
Stupid fingerlings.
So I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
My mother found out my girls wanted them.
Uh-huh.
You couldn't get them anywhere, right?
Right.
So she went on the internet and found them.
They sell them at the bodega in the corner.
Yes, but I guarantee they're not fingerlings.
Oh.
So she ordered them.
They're lingerlings.
She ordered them from some website.
Tingerlings.
Right?
Yeah.
And she ordered them, God, back in November.
Yeah.
They didn't come for Christmas.
No.
She couldn't contact the website. People wouldn't talk to her, wouldn't give her a refund.
Fingerlings.com.
They came like a week ago, like after Christmas.
Yeah.
They were raccoons.
No, they're fingerlings. But it's clearly like at night when the factory was closed, someone went back in and made some more and shoddily painted them. And like the mechanics don't work right on the inside of them. So like she paid $50 for 5 of these things.
Oh man.
And I was like, oh, they're not real at all.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That stinks.
They are. They just sit on your finger and kind of talk the whole time and laugh and giggle and.
Well, they're the bane of Tom's existence apparently.
They're not great. I have to say what saved us was we got them a real pet.
Oh, what you got?
We got them a hedgehog.
Oh wow, aren't they big?
No. I got a pygmy hedgehog.
Okay.
So
you're thinking of Sonic the Hedgehog.
So
doesn't he want coins? He's just looking for coins.
European hedgehogs are big.
Yeah.
African hedgehogs are small. This is a cross. So it only gets like as big as my hand.
Okay.
It's basically fully grown already.
Right. So many dick jokes in there.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And we got that for the girls because they wanted a pet. They wanted a dog. We can't have a dog in our complex.
And you don't want a dog.
I kind of do.
Do you?
I kind of do.
Because you're never home.
I still want a dog.
All
I
right.
want, when I come home at like 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and I sit down and watch TV, I'd
just
love
want a
for
friend.
the dog to sit next to me.
Yeah.
I want a dog. I just feel like every man should have a dog. I don't know why.
It's a manly thing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
want
you.
a dog, I would like a Rottweiler, like a big dog.
Nah, like a shepherd or something.
Too much hair.
Too much hair. Well,
But-
Rottweilers, they shed. They got little tiny
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got little tiny hair too. We feel the same. But they got a hedgehog, so the fingerlings went right from one box into another because now they have the hedgehog to play with.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, everybody. You can join the conversation on Facebook.com/Dinner and a Podcast. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter feed at Dinner and a Podcast. And email us any questions and comments you have at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com. Big thanks to Andrew Brooks for the amazing artwork that he does and the amazing animations that he creates on our YouTube channel. We have a new one up. It's about Alana's war paint.
Oh, it's great.
Check that out. You can check us out on YouTube by searching Dinner and a Podcast. And check out Andrew's other work by visiting his website, andrewbrooks.portfolio.com. I want to thank Alejandro Rosado, who made us our amazing artwork. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at AleroArt. Will Shelton for our awesome theme song that you hear every week. Follow him on SoundCloud at William_Shelton. And lastly, a big thank you to Tony Wolf, who is the voice you hear on all the bumpers during the show. Follow him at Tony Wolfness on Twitter and Instagram. And until next week, I'm Steve.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
Suck it, Sale.